All right.
We are live.
We are live.
Part two.
Mr. Bostic, how are you?
So far, so good. Another fine day in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I had to have you on because I know you're very, very passionate about the city of Lynn Haven. You're very, very passionate about Vicky and, of course, Jesse as well.
Right.
And so it was just one of those things where I was like, you know what? We're going to start having guests on whenever we do these live segments now. So congratulations. You're the first guest to come on one of our live segments.
Well, thank you.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I got you a little bit of a gift. You're the first person that gets one of these.
Nice.
I got you some swag.
Ooh, ooh.
There
Thank
you go.
you. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Absolutely.
I don't even have one of those.
Yeah.
I got his shirt. That's what I
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So something that I want to start off with before we jump into the meeting, I got the timestamps ready to kind of go over some things. We also got some Robert's rule to go over. A little bit of research behind that. I had several people do that in the community. I actually had an attorney that's a friend of mine that had looked over a lot of stuff, and then
Right.
he had got up with us. And so we're going to jump into all of that. But what I wanted to say is because I know in our nation, a lot of things that happen, the first thing that kind of goes to is the race card.
Right.
And Jesse and Vicky have been accused of that for a long time, and in some cases, it's valid to say that they did play the race card, in my opinion. And so, but if we don't talk about it, then it's never gonna. So it's just one of those things. But I will say this, coming from my experience, in the United States military, I mean, like when I say race, and I think you can probably attest to this too, serving. When you're in the military, I didn't really deal with race a lot, and I was around all different types of nationalities, all different types of races. We never talked about it. Everybody treated everybody with respect. As far as I know, where I was at, I never had issues in the military with race. Coming back home to my community, though, and then I see. And normally I kind of, and I will say that I've been guilty of like turning a blind eye to a couple things where I'm like, oh my God, they're just making a big deal out of nothing, whatever. But here recently, Facebook posts, people getting a dude, bro. Like, I mean, it's like, we had the local Republican Party on their page laughing at black people that had got on there and were like, hey, I believe that this is a race issue. And then they're just like, on their page, it's like LOL and all this stuff. And it's like, why are you, like, if you want to know what fuels a fire, that's probably what would do it.
Community should be talking more.
Yeah. And, but I will say, I don't believe that this was 100% a race thing. But I will say this, I don't believe any of the people up on the commission are looking at this from a racial point. I do believe that the complaints are whatever that they may have been being told by city employees that there might be.
Yeah.
I think that's safe to say.
Well, if you look at it from the standpoint of, as Mr. Spock said, and I quoted yesterday, if you eliminate the improbable or the impossible, whatever is left, however improbable, must therefore then be the truth. The numbers don't lie. There has been no city manager in the history of Lynn Haven that has done the kind of things that Vicky Gaynor has done. Now, you have to roll back the wheel, the hands of time to understand how this is really being played, because who made it a cornerstone of her campaign that she was going to get rid of Vicky Gaynor when she got back in there? Judy Tender. So this is you can call it anything you want to, but who is the best person to identify a racial problem other than a black person? We suffer and go through this day in and day out. I walk into some places, I hand the teller my money, they put my change on the table. I walk in, you follow me like I'm going to steal something. Most of the time, I probably have more money in my pocket than you do in your bank account. But you give me that look, you give me that vibe. And then when I say something to you about it, all of a sudden you offended. Let me tell you what. if you're not offended by what goes on in the White House and what's going on at the top of our government right now, when our president is the most racist joker that's ever put on a pair of pants, don't tell me that you don't see it here in Bay County. You go back to...
Are we talking about Joe Biden?
No, we're talking about Donald Trump, the Don himself.
Yeah.
He's been sued more for racial type things than any other president we ever had. But locally here in Lynn Haven, I do not remember when Margot Anderson and White and all those cats was in there, none of this came up. And think about it. With this whole deal with Finch, 8 people did time in jail. Jane Finch is the only one that didn't. You know why? Because Jane Finch has money.
Well, I think that was the thing, right? Like
everybody around you can't be guilty, and you're the only one that don't know.
Recently,
come on, let's talk now.
Recently, there was a comment that was made, or there was a post that was put out on Facebook by a candidate who had ran for office, and he had like made this post, and then somebody got on there and they were like, you know, James Finch was acquitted of all his charges, and I got on there and I was like, yeah, so is Casey Anthony. Yeah, she was acquitted. So what's your point?
Your point being right there is here's
that doesn't mean that they weren't guilty. That just means that there was not enough evidence to convict.
Here's something we can all agree on. We know that OJ killed those people, but he got off.
I don't know.
Now we couldn't do nothing about him being stupid enough to go back and get a trophy.
All I saw was a Netflix documentary.
Yeah, we couldn't do nothing about him going back to get a trophy and going to jail.
Well, let's jump into the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into
let's roll,
because we start talking about national politics. We talk about you're talking about my boy, the Donald, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like,
Donald
so I've got
Trump.
all right.
See, this is the best part of what we should do as a community, though, is be able to have open discussions and like not agree and still be like
laugh and joke.
Yes.
Hey, Kendall, could you go to timestamp? It's minute 4. So hopefully we'll get some comments going here in a second as well. I'm not.
All right, we're here to discuss, take action on city manager employment. Is there a motion?
This is the first motion to terminate.
So,
well, hold on. Yep.
I wish I could say a lot more, but as we know with the lawsuit going on, we got to be careful what we say. But this is what I can tell you. I had at least 33 questions that I asked the people that I talked to. And some of them had questions to make sure I was thorough.
Yeah, it's going to break up a little bit.
I was scheduled for an hour and I went. So, like I said, I wish I could say more, but I am ready to make my motion. And my motion, before I make my motion, I'd like to make a tentative motion because I'm not sure how this is going to go. But my agenda item I'd like to add is if the city manager is terminated, I'd like to discuss how we're going to fulfill the city manager position temporarily until that time. All right. Do you need a motion for that to add the agenda item?
I'll second the motion on the agenda addition.
Okay. All right. Comments from the public?
Okay.
No comments. See.
I think.
All right. Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Well, we've got him here. So could you go to timestamp 10:48?
Would you like to summarize what you presented there?
Yeah.
The opening statement was simple. We shouldn't be here. This should be happening.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to stand idly by and just watch you do this because this is what you want to do. Yeah. This is wrong. If we want to get away from a racial component, let's get to a right and wrong component. We know that this was wrong. So, and if, you know, it's something you said earlier. This is where we should be able to talk about things. This is how we resolve conflict. This is how we conflict resolution starts by a conversation. And most of the time at these city commission meetings, whether it's Lynn Haven, Callaway, Callaway is a little bit different. But Panama City, that's the reason they're trying to ban public speaking now, because they don't want to have that dialogue. Callaway, you can go there and pretty much, if you don't get butt booty naked, they'll let you say what you want to say and do what you know.
Sounds like Callaway might be onto something.
You know what? And they have far fewer instances in Callaway than all of the other municipalities combined.
Interesting.
Because they allow their people to come and talk. And sometimes they realize that, hey, the public is going to have a total different opinion than the sitting people.
Well, so, and we'll see this here in a second when we watch this little clip, but which is very, very humorous. So, in case you don't know, this is the beacon of Bay County's fearless leader. And so the issue that I find this extremely funny is that a lot of this drama has been, it would be wrong for me to say that they have the type of power to be able to stir up all of it, but they've definitely contributed and exacerbated the issue.
A lot.
Absolutely.
They
And
monetize
so-
racism by screenshotting that we should bring back public hangings, posting it all over their page.
Was that on their
Yes.
page?
That was on their
That's
page.
on their
and Bernie's
page.
That was on their page?
That was on their
so
page.
they took a racist deal and used it for clicks and likes and to have comments and all that stuff, which I think is completely
You're sure about
fucking
that?
ridiculous. 100% sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's still up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. So, well, anyway, regardless, what's really, really funny about this is you have this. So I was there at the meeting yesterday. It was packed. And so you have people that get up there and they're like, oh my God, I'm being heckled. People are talking while I'm talking. I love what the mayor says. And we're going to see what he says because it was actually quite interesting. It was like, well, every single time I try to enforce people being quiet, you guys complain on social media. And that's the reason why I'm being recalled right now. And now you're telling me. And then you'll see in this clip, or I don't know if it was this one or if it's actually, go ahead and play the clip.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have you pause it too because she says some funny stuff.
Jody Moore on Amherst Street, about a mile from here, and also the Beacon of Bay County.
It's a mile
Florida
from there
on
because she's
Facebook.
not a Lynn Haven citizen.
You know, just a comment real quick. You know, one of the reasons why Lynn Haven is such a beautiful and nice place to live is because of James Fent. She was a benefactor for years and years. And excuse me, Mayor, I'm addressing you, chairperson of the committee.
Who the hell do you think you are talking to?
I'll put that down for both sides, please.
Hold on. Whenever I do enforce the rules, then everyone has a problem with it, which is part of your recall of me enforcing the
You're
rules.
enforcing the rules. Okay, you're taking my time. I
She
just want to say,
oh,
there
so
have
hold,
been
pause it.
accusations thrown about
This is hilarious. This is a
lying
perfect
and racism.
example of the drama that I'm talking about.
They like it. They feed
That,
off of it.
well, it's so funny because it's like, I'm addressing you. Look at me, say something, and then he says something, and it's like, you're taking my time. And it's like, lady, you literally asked him to freaking address you. And then he did, and then you immediately went back to, well, you're taking my time up.
Exactly.
Why? Because because he told you, hey, this is the reason why I'm not interrupting.
Exactly.
He knows
You
that
asked for a response,
Dude, man, it's
you got
freaking
one.
insane. Like, okay, anyway, go ahead, press play. Sorry.
If anybody wants to discuss this with me, I'll be in the hallway afterwards.
See,
Kiss me outside.
if you
Kiss me
just hold it right
outside.
there,
I'll have a
she
conversation
did that
with you.
from the podium, but she had also been doing it from her seat.
Yeah.
It was a lady next to her, a black lady, that was about to give her the business. Well, when she come up and she did that, and at another point during the meeting, she actually, and I think you're going to get to this about addressing a teenager.
Well, actually,
She-
so I don't know anything about this teenager thing.
She actually addressed a 17-year-old, the 17-year-old young lady that spoke yesterday.
Jeez.
Jody Moore addressed her. I told her.
What do you mean addressed her? What do you mean?
She went to the young lady's seat that was sitting next to her mother, stood over her brother's shoulder, and told her she was lying and you just don't do this. You don't say this about this, that, and the other. And I told her, you need to move away, step away while you still can.
Jeez.
She went back to her seat, and then she got lippy. Well, and she said, well, Mr. Bostic, what are you saying? I said, I will give you what you're looking for. And then she once again said, meet me outside, meet me in the hallway. Well, guess what I did? I walked to the hallway. Guess what she did? She got a Lynn Haven police officer to walk her out the side door of City Hall. You don't, were passions high yesterday? Absolutely. Did everybody want it their way? Absolutely. But if you come to that meeting, I don't care if you come to that meeting or not. As an adult, you never cross the line of going out a teenager. Because number one, as I said yesterday,
well, you don't go
had
after
that been my daughter,
Hold on,
there's
so-
nobody in that room that could have stopped me from ripping your head off.
You don't go after anybody. People are there and they're speaking. They're giving.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a safe place for
They're
the
giving-
community to come.
seeing how the local Republican Party president or chairman, whatever you want to call him, which I love, those awesome. Which one of you guys made that real?
I did.
Okay. All right. Anyway, what's funny about it is like we are now woke. So, okay, because I wanted, or we, whatever. But because we had seen these comments that were being posted, and then the GOP Facebook page is laughing at black people who have concerns to say that this is racism. Whether or not I agree with that or not, one of the things that I've had to learn, and you should too, though, is that you stay out of the comment section.
Yeah.
Let people say whatever they want because it makes you look like an asshole at the end of the day. Whether or not you were trying to look like it was a racial thing or we're not racist or whatever, it looks really, really bad when you do stuff like that. So now that we've been labeled as woke, the 8-5 woke podcast is what he said. So, and what's really, really funny is I'm not going to say that, but what I'll say is so I'm just going to say people are speaking their truth, man.
Yeah.
So let people talk. I mean, if they want to say something, let them talk, but you don't go up and start. And then what's so funny is this same woman is going to sit there and say, the 850 podcast and Ron Keel, they're bullies. They're bullies. They bully me because they could.
But that's her.
And then
That's
it's like, lady, you literally went up to a teenage girl, bullied her in front of her family.
in front of the world.
And then on top of that, you talk shit about me and Josh Street, Brian Granger, Alan Branch. Do you want me to go down this whole list of people that not only have you lied about?
This is the one that runs the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yes.
You block these people so they can't defend themselves when you talk shit about them.
She's doing me the same way.
I do not feel sorry for you.
Right.
Sorry. Guess what? If I went out in public the other day, and there was a dude. This is no joke. I'm not going to tell you where I was at, but I was at a bar downtown St. Andrews.
Well, now we're narrowing. You might as well just say where you're at.
Whatever. And so this guy comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, you Ron Keel?" And I turn around and I was just like, depends on who's asking. And he was just like, he goes, "You made fun of XYZ."
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, yeah, the relatives of you?" And he's like, "That's my cousin." And I was like,
Very big
and I looked at him and like, dude, without missing a beat, I was like, "Oh, maybe you should tell him to shut his fucking mouth." Like, I mean, there you go. I mean, and then it's like, yeah, I'm not going to apologize to you, but it didn't surprise me. I wasn't like, "Oh, how dare you address me in public?"
Right.
Now, however, this same group right here, it wasn't her, it was her accomplice. Miss Parker said that she was going to approach me at church with my family.
Okay.
And I'm like,
See
are you
there,
fucking serious
in the
right
name
now,
of
lady?
Jesus.
See
You're
how that worked out for
insane.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but anyway, I just wanted to, anyway, this is taking up way too much time. My bad. Go
The
ahead.
weird
Let's-
moral high ground is
It's
just...
extremely, it's disgusting.
I just want to say also regarding Vicky Gaynor, it doesn't even have to do with this issue. I understand the lawyer for the insurance company is doing his job. Number one, you got to think about what's best for Lynn Haven. Is all this chaos and all this
All right,
going
pause.
on, is this what's best for Lynn
Damn, dude,
Haven?
you can't get through one sentence without looking like an idiot. So here's the deal. Why does the city have an attorney? It's very simple. Why does the city have an attorney? I think that the city attorney that they have, based on the evidence that's been provided to me today, she is she's less to be desired. Like, they need to get a better attorney because she is not, like, sorry, she just didn't do her job yesterday. To sit there,
She said nothing at the week before. She just sat there and let him go. And they're literally calling to fire her, which is an admission of guilt, in my opinion, when she's...
Right.
So when you say things like, what's best for Lynn Haven, I'll tell you what's best for Lynn Haven. Listening to the fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably. Like, I don't know. I have an attorney that is always on retainer. I call him probably 3 times a month. And I've had to call him a little bit more recently. But the thing about it is like I have him so I don't do anything stupid.
Right.
And
You listen to him. Take his advice.
Well,
Yeah.
you're different from the city commission of Lynn Haven. On Monday, 3 different lawyers told them 4 different times to leave this alone.
Yeah.
As I stated at the podium yesterday, first of all, you don't have subpoena authority. Second of all, you can't put anybody under oath. Third of all, if they lie to you, there's nothing legally that you can hold them to. But they chose to do this. And as I asked Sam Peoples yesterday, tell me that you have been compromised without telling me that you've been compromised.
Well, so let me hit on that real quick because here's something that I think I brought this up on Monday's episode. But the fact that they're not under oath when they were questioned, whoever they talk to, it's dog shit. And the reason why is because they can change their mind of what they want to say when they go under oath. They could go in there and they could be like, oh, well, you know what? I forgot about this part.
Yeah, and you can't even hold them with, charge them with perjury because, number one, they weren't under oath. Number two, you have no legal authority to have them there anyway.
According to the attorney that I talked to, they are tampering with...
They are.
They are tampering. Because you can go, but there is an ongoing investigation / lawsuit, whatever, and now the FDLE is involved in all this crap. And you guys literally went and sat down every single... Oh, well, hold on. Judy Tender didn't attend any of the interviews, is what I was told last night. Don't know how true that is.
Right.
Judy Tender, so what the hell was she voting on then? If she didn't attend the interviews...
She had her mind made up before she walked in last time.
Yeah.
She was the only one that was seconding the...
Well, she said when she was running for re-election, if she got in there, she was going to get rid of Vicky Gaynor.
The only one that's really doing her job.
As my...
Well, so I have a little bit of a different thing.
Debatable.
No, hold on now. At the GOP, if any of our listeners who wants to make a comment on this, you can. But I do believe at the GOP debate, which was held at the county... Is it the county? Yeah, the county building... It was the very first forum because they don't do debates, but their forum that they did. I believe that was one of the questions that was asked was like if they were going to pursue firing Vicky Gaynor, and she said no. If I remember that correctly.
If you go back, you remember now. Last year, her and Jamie Warwick, they started off as buddies. They had a falling out. Yeah. Now they back in bed together. So you have got to pick your side and stick with it. You can't be like the wind that just blows in whatever direction you change your sails because you're going to go around in circles.
I got one that's funnier than that, though. Let's go back deeper. Let's go back farther. This was back when Brandon Aldridge was a sitting commissioner. And if you go back to the meeting when they hired Vicky, Judy Tender and the former mayor both were like, they didn't want to go through the interview process of hiring a new city manager because Vicky was already the interim. They just literally Judy and the former mayor spoke highly in a meeting and was like, no, we're going to skip that. Go ahead and make her the city manager because she was doing such a good job.
Let me tell you what.
After Hurricane Michael.
Let me tell you what. So money talks and everything else take a short walk off, a long walk off a short pier.
So that's what I'm saying. Don't tell me that there's not a vendetta there.
Yeah.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
all of a sudden you want to see her gone and your reasoning behind that is based on what?
That's my problem.
This lawsuit, you've known about the lawsuit for forever. It's already been told by the attorneys that she did nothing illegal and she worked within the scope.
Confines of,
right? So what are you, what do you want to fire her for? Oh, well, we sat down with other employees. Well, yeah, you sat down with other employees that we're not allowed to have the information to.
Yes. Now, those
How's that?
in 2021, the city commission, by a vote of 5-0, approved the very action that they're now talking about. Yeah. And let's get on to that now.
Wait a minute. They literally voted.
They voted at the commission meeting 5-0
right.
to approve what
Vicky's being
Vicky is being persecuted for it now. Now you got to remember
Well,
now.
Sam was not there for that.
Sam
though.
was not there.
Yeah.
Mr. Aldrich was.
Yeah.
But you got to remember now that Chris Forehand was a paid consultant for the city.
Right.
Chris Forehand recommended those changes. Vicky Gaynor, who has no vote in this, she brought it to the commission. The commission on its own voted 5-0 to approve those changes.
So why aren't they being held to the same level of accountability as their whole? Everybody's fired then, right?
Well, now that's a good question.
Everybody's fired.
That's a good question.
Except for Vicky, because Vicky's the only one that didn't
The
vote.
only one that did her job. They voted 5-0 to approve the very thing that this lawsuit. And let's talk about this lawsuit. Let's talk about this just for 30 seconds.
While we're talking about that, Kendall, if you could go ahead and look up timestamp 1430.
Let's talk about this lawsuit. Chris Forehand was slated to give his deposition on the 25th of June. The day before, or no, on the 26th, the day before he gets arrested. Therefore,
the DUI thing, I think.
Yeah, DUI.
Okay.
Therefore, he couldn't make the deposition. They moved the deposition back to July the 2nd to accommodate that.
Mm-hmm.
Between that day and July 2nd, and you can go back and watch the clips from Finch because he told on himself.
Yeah.
Him and Forehand had meetings and phone calls. As soon as he gives the deposition on July the 8th, on July 2nd,
Yeah.
I guess they have a kumbaya moment because on July the 8th, Finch drops him from the lawsuit. Now, this is the same man that got federal protection and cut a plea deal because they called it, he perjured himself during the FBI's investigation back earlier. So we know he's a known liar.
That's what I was just about to
And
say.
so they gave him immunity in order to do this. And now all of a sudden, you're going to say that you believe the man that is
already known to be a liar.
A
is
known
telling the
liar.
truth. What's the lady? Never mind. You're not messing with her anymore. But she's a known liar. She wrote a book, and we're supposed to believe the book. It wasn't him. He didn't say it. I did. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we're believing people that are known liars. We voted 5-0. Vicky had no vote. She's cut the deficit of the city by half. She's done a lot of good things in the community. I've heard nothing but good things about her from people that I know and trust.
I've heard some bad things from certain city employees, but here's my deal. When was the last time you were just like, my boss is awesome?
Every day, I'm my own boss. So, but my employees would
I work
say,
for my wife, so
you know what I'm
I
saying?
got a really good boss.
yeah, exactly.
But anyway, we'll go ahead and press play on that.
Mayor Nelson.
No. All right. Motion carries. Is there a motion to in regards to the city manager employment?
Yes, I make a motion to terminate the city manager effective immediately.
This is the same guy that
Is there
was
a
pushing
second
it
for that
last time.
motion?
Check it out.
Yes.
All right, there's a motion and second. At this time, we'll open up for public commentary. Please remember to keep your decorum. We'll start with Ms. Miller.
Okay.
And I have lived in Lynn Haven over 50 years. And I have never witnessed such mess. All you have to do is look around in Haven since Vicky has been city manager and see the improvement. Look where you're sitting. Because of her, we have this building. I was at the dedication when the man from Tallahassee said that Miss Gaynor called him every day for the funds. Look at the parks. Just look around you and not look at the color of her skin. Because some of you can only see the color of her skin, not the job that she's doing. And I will tell you, you need to look in your own closet and clean out the hatred that you have in it. Because that's what's there.
I like
Clean
her.
out hate.
On those headphones.
Look at the good in people.
It'll help if you can't.
None of us are
Oh, I can
perfect.
hear.
Okay, cool.
But some of you are worse than anybody I've ever seen. Thank you.
All right.
All right, go to 39. Yeah, this is the one that I'm gonna have fun with. 3945.
So what she was saying essentially was because of Vicky's work, we're able to have this building, because of the money she saved the city, because of her work, we're able to go to the parks, which are beautiful, by the way. Oakland Terrace is phenomenal. The Lynn Haven Park is phenomenal. Splash Pad's phenomenal.
If you look, there is not another municipality in Bay County that took the kind of damage that Lynn Haven took that has rebuilt, cut the budget, the deficit at the same time, and made it convenient. That's the reason right now Lynn Haven is the #1 place in Bay County for people to live.
Really? Wow.
This is on 3 or 4 different platforms
So let's
out
definitely
there.
fire the people that made that happen.
The sidewalk expansion project they
was
did.
good to live during her tenure.
Yeah.
Maybe after this, not so much.
Right.
Yeah,
They Rails to Trails. Do you know how many people are on Rails to Trails out there every single day?
I use it. I use it at least 3 days a week now.
Yeah. People love it.
Yeah.
You look at the splash pad at King Griffin Park. You look at the other
The Lynn
splash
Havens
pad
Park is amazing.
down
I
in
go there every
what's
day.
the name of the other park down there?
Sheffield.
No, not Sheffield. The one down by the water.
I don't know.
I know what you're talking
The
about. I don't
the
know
only
name
reason
of it.
that splash pad is not in operation is because James Finch built that, and it's been inoperative ever since they got it. It's going to cost them about $40,000-$50,000 just to get it back in working condition.
Who's paying for that?
But the city of Lynn
the
Haven, because
foundation
they
was busted up. pretty good.
they didn't
Do what they were supposed to do.
You know,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
And so again, Vicky Gaynor has not single-handedly, but her team. She has quarterbacked the team that had brought Lynn Haven sports complex out there. Man, that is awesome. City Hall. You can't talk about the City Hall at Panama City because they don't even have a meeting chamber. They have to use the county facility to have a doggone city commission meeting.
Wow.
But there's not a nicer commission meeting room than Lynn Haven's right now. And then you got blind people like Bernie Thompson that can't realize that we got sprinklers in the roof. Then you got other people that's got some kind of, I think it may be hypoxia, that just, okay, well, maybe you need to look see if we got a certificate of occupancy. If you didn't have a certificate of occupancy, you wouldn't be in the building you're talking about right now. Are you a worm or what?
Well, it's one of those things where let's look at every single detail because, I mean, you're not going to find those mistakes from any other city manager, only Vicky, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
So-
much, because you look at Panama City. Let's talk about, you talk about that, Mr. Keel, but you look at Panama City.
Yeah.
Just wavering. They just wavering like a fish out of water over there. You look at Springfield. Springfield is such a small city that their city clerk is having to do tremendous things just to keep them where they're at. But you look, they started, Martin Luther King Rec Center is a prime example. They had a groundbreaking in February of 2023, and they said in 14 months we're going to be up and running.
Yeah,
I said then that it'd be 2026 before we got in there. Springfield started their whole city complex in November of 2023, and they are 30% farther along in the project than the MLK Center. And then this week, they just broke ground on a new community center.
They're just doing stuff.
They doing
Just
stuff.
doing things without
They like
finishing
Vicky
anything.
Gaynor. They're doing stuff.
Yeah.
But these knuckleheads.
All right. We're getting off topic. I've got to bring that one back to the line a little bit.
Reel it in, guys.
Yeah, so this next person that we're going to have talk is
Good afternoon. I'm Julie Finch Huggins, 700 Mississippi Avenue.
Pinch.
I am here today, and not as a citizen, but as the daughter of someone who gave his heart and his wallet to this city. My father built public restrooms at the park with his own money, funded community fireworks. Because he believed in Lynn Haven.
Yeah.
He was later
What's that
indicted.
mean? Is that false?
That means.
well, hold
Let
on.
me tell you what. Let's break it down.
Yeah.
He should have built a public bathroom because he just took a dump on the city. Since 1999, this joker has gotten 42 and a half to, depending on which set of numbers you look at, he's gotten between $42.4 and $46.5 million from the city of Lynn Haven. And every project he's done, they've had to go back and spend additional money on. Now,
I think
his
no,
problem
no,
is
that those numbers are inaccurate.
what?
He's done over $100 million.
That's what I thought.
Now, that might be county. Well,
No.
Put it like this: I've
done.
got 32 pages of every check that the city of Lynn Haven has written to Jane Finch since 1999. It comes up to $42.4 million. I can email that to you.
Then I might. Then I'm wrong.
That's still a lot of money.
Well, so
I think
my
you
whole
can
point
afford a
is,
bathroom.
so he's made.
Yeah, we should.
That doesn't. That's really. You said 42 million.
$42.4
That's
million.
really not a lot of money.
You look at a countywide,
Okay,
maybe.
look now. If you look countywide, he's gotten well over $300 million out of him. Now, if you look at what's going on, you know why James Finch is mad now? Because he's not getting $21,000 a month. He wanted that loan to go out to 24.
Well, it was.
That's what
it
we were
was
talking about
that
last
the
time.
money. The money
Vicky
was
paid.
being paid to his. Was it his trust?
his
or-
trust fund.
Yeah, and I'm like, hold on. It wasn't going to the company. It was
No,
going
it
to
was
his
going to
trust
his trust fund.
And then I was like, and I get it. So, but apparently, I did because we had said something.
How's that possible?
Let me do this real quick because something was sent to me by somebody who does seem to care.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna read this right here. So, because we had kind of talked about this on Monday's episode. So it says most don't want to say that because then that would give away who this is. Hold on, this right here. I listened to your podcast because I'd never listened to it before, and because I was curious on why it seems so. Yeah, hold on. Let me get down. Okay, so here it is. I wanted to correct the information you gave out on your podcast because it was incorrect. The interest rate that Finch gave to the city was just over 2%, and the going rate was 6% at the time he had made the loan. It was, we said 8%.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong. So it was for 30 years at the city commission's request, and it was a unanimous vote of the commission, and it was 40 to 50 years, as you said. So for Gaynor, so this is what this is their opinion. They said for Gaynor to pay off the loan was not a good deal for the city at this time. A money market certificate would have given the city a better return, but that's just, my opinion. So she's saying that, it.
This had to be some individual that sent you that ate Play-Doh when they were in school. Because this makes absolutely no sense.
Well,
I've never heard of
You want to continue a loan for 30 years.
No, I disagree with that aspect of it.
What was not,
Like,
you
you
could have
don't-
put it in a money market account and the interest alone would not pay the monthly rate of $21,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's what they were paying Finch Enterprises or Finch, whatever it was.
Trust.
20, Trent,
Well, the way
yeah.
in which this is worded is definitely biased in a way of saying, well, I don't feel like you should have paid him off. I feel like you guys should have paid him until he got all the interest.
That's
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah,
And it's like,
He
it's
wanted
like-
that
it's
additional
like, no,
$1.9 million.
I don't agree with that. But the person that did send it to me was very, very respectful in sending me a message and saying, hey, you got this wrong. And so I was like,
That's
okay,
good. We appreciate
cool.
you guys for doing that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but anyway,
This is-
Mr. Finch's daughter,
Okay.
which is who this is, she's protected. She's defending her dad,
She's a good daughter.
right?
Yeah.
She's defending her dad. This is what I've noticed
But
about.
you can't start off lying if you're trying to defend your dad, which she did.
She did, which by the way,
Kind of bad. I probably wouldn't have my daughter.
I'm pretty
to do
sure I
that.
have this right. James Finch has only donated fireworks to the city of Lynn Haven one time. Everybody keeps saying it like he does it every year or something.
Fireworks?
Okay,
Yeah.
now, see, Ron, that is a very good point you made because
I mean, I
what
could be
better
wrong.
way?
I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain I'm very correct.
Even if it was one time,
Yeah.
now that is what better way to ensure that you can do business and continue rate robbing and pillaging than to prime the turkey
Yeah, you spend $100,000 on fireworks, maybe,
and
That's
get
probably,
a $4 million.
and then you're still making
Come on.
millions and millions of dollars off the
Genius.
city.
Now you talking about good math? That was real good math.
Here's the thing. I do not like. We could sit here and we could cut up Mr. Finch all day long, and it's very easy. But the thing about it is to realize that he's a businessman at the end of the day, and
True.
and so
True.
I don't shame him for being a business dude.
Strategic. That's what it
He's
is. That's
just,
okay.
but he has weaponized the legal system
Right.
in his favor.
And
But
so,
if
and
you
so-
don't want to,
and you can't get mad at somebody that does
If you don't
that.
want to hold him accountable, then he shouldn't be in the game because we know what the game is. And if you can't throw rocks and hide your hand because sooner or later somebody gonna see the swing.
Yeah.
And if you want to play, you gotta pay. And now the
He's-
chickens have come home to roost, and James Finch is getting called out. Now everybody is mad. But you're the same people that came before the city commission. Think about this now. 2 meetings ago, Judy Tender voted for it. So did Jamie Ward. They voted not to do business with because of one of their people, one of Judy Tender's own people, said it was a bad idea for them to continue doing business with Panhandle Engineering and Chris Forehand. Now, all of a sudden, 2 meetings later, which equates to 4 weeks, you got amnesia. What are you smoking?
Yeah.
so we
Are you
agreed
part
not
of
to
the
do
meth
business with
nation
an
or what?
We agreed not to do business with an individual, but we're taking his deposition.
Exactly. Tell me how that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Oh,
right.
Haven, what are we doing?
Go ahead, press play.
In a federal case tied to the city corruption, and he was found not guilty. Despite that, he's still been punished today.
I don't think being
The city manager openly stated to the city engineer that she changed a bid, one my father fairly won, simply because she didn't like him or because of his past legal.
This is the thing.
This is the reason why I was up
said
till
we shouldn't
this
take
is-
him apart, and then you
this-
present
this-
evidence
this-
why we should.
this
now
is-
what? Come on,
This
Ron.
is the
Let's
reason why I was up till like 5 a.m. All right. So, what was the statement that she just made? It was
when her dad won fair and square, and he was acquitted
okay.
of all charges.
So no, wrong. He was still $1 million over freaking budget.
Yes.
Like, so it wasn't going to happen anyway. Well, he was the lowest by $300,000. It doesn't fucking matter because the bid was $1 million over budget. So
Right.
find a different argument, which apparently they have. So, but
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just
Absolutely.
like, it's like, dude, all right. Like, I just, when I hear statements like this, it's like, if you're going to give parts of it, again, this is his daughter. She's defending her dad.
Right.
If you're going to give parts of it, give all of it. Quit
Correct.
giving, that's the Bernie Thompson freaking Karen's Facebook page bullcrap that goes on. It's like you're giving half of what's going on. Talk about the other half
Right.
to stay relevant. We are irrelevant,
Well,
Yeah, no, we don't have any
That's
followers.
an opinion.
even though we've had on both sides of the aisle, but we're irrelevant.
Yeah.
By the way, I have to say this. 54 episodes we're up to now, and
Oh.
we've only had one complaint
Wow.
Nice.
from a freaking 17-year-old kid.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. He's
oh
like-
yeah.
Sorry, my bad. He's like 20.
It's over.
Something. But
Next.
anyway, it's over. Nothing is over.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm gonna do the Rambo scene.
Yeah.
Nothing is over. Okay. Anyway. All right. Go ahead. Press play. Sorry.
Battle. That is not only unethical, it's bid rigging. The mayor.
Can we pause that
Excuse
just
me,
a
this
Thank
is
you
my
for putting
time.
emphasis on
The
that.
mayor-
Yeah.
It's bid
She
rigging.
talk about this is bid rigging. Let's talk about bid rigging. If you so upset about not winning the contract, you tells on yourself by saying that, well, if I don't win the bid, I was going to use Robertson Roberts. Wait a minute.
Which
How
is
can
against
you
the
do
rec-
this for such a less? Okay, if you were going to use Robertson Roberts, why was the bid $300,000 more? If you wasn't going to get a kickback from doing this,
Of course.
Now I didn't graduate from Harvard, Princeton, or Yale, but I'm from Weewall. I can cipher. I'm like Jethro Bodine. I can cipher.
You're from Weewall?
Yeah, I'm from Weewall.
Get out.
I'm from Weewall, baby. I'm from the great state of Weewall.
That's right.
Not even the city, the state of Weewall.
So they were going to subcontract the work from the bid if they won to somebody else.
Yes.
Is that allowed in the process? Is that
You can do that, but one of the things when the
75%.
bid was thrown out,
Yeah.
because Chris Forehand had it put in there
Right.
that you could only sub out 25% of the contract, and you had to have certain pieces of equipment.
Right.
That
You
was
had to
Chris
own-
Forehand's recommendation to the city, i.e., the city manager. She brought it to the commission, and they voted 5-0 to do it.
So the city commission voted on their consultant's idea that Vicky proposed. Vicky didn't vote on it. She had no
She has no vote.
decision-making ability. She didn't even have the power to make a decision.
No.
And then this is what's on the table is she's getting fired for that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know, dude. That's pretty stupid.
That's exactly what happened, though.
Hey, there's There's
Good reflex.
yeah. There's three sides to every story.
Yes.
So you have this person's side, and somewhere in the middle there's the truth.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Not trying to
That
defame
just
anything
seems
that you're
black
saying,
and white
but I'm
to
just.
me.
Oh, hey man, be careful.
Oh,
We're woke now. You can't say black and white. You got to say colored.
Gray and teal.
Well,
I'm joking.
well,
Quip it. No.
Yeah, somebody's gonna be like, "Who did it?
Got
Who
him.
did it? Got him! Got him!" But,
All right.
all right. Yeah, but hey, we've got
Mayor
you
who
know,
filed for personal bankruptcy before taking office transferred leftover campaign funds into his church. I don't say this.
That is a lie. Do not say that. That is a lie.
Is she talking about the
This is
mayor?
my time.
That's a
she
lie.
said that he
This
did.
is my time.
We'll talk about it.
No, you cannot stand up and lie. That's a lie.
Okay. I don't say this to be personal. I say this because we're holding residents. Can you do point of order or whatever,
If you would
please?
stop lying, we can. So that is a lie.
My
that's
bad.
what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Spank.
If you did not do that, then I will say I apologize.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, who's that? Who's that lady?
Pause. Oh, this is
That's
Jane.
a great place to pause
You
it.
talking about Big
Yeah,
Mouth?
who's
right
that?
there? That's Big
Oh,
Mouth.
that's
Parker.
Scott Parker. Yeah.
That's
Okay,
Parker.
that's the Gap person from the. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. What I find very interesting about this. So, there's a couple things. This is one of the reasons why they want to recall Jesse, is because he interrupts people while they talk. But I'm a full believer in. I don't think that he handled that situation properly. I think he should have waited for her to get done, and then afterwards, like before the next person comes up here, because she's away from the microphone, it's not an altercation, and
Yeah.
go, "Ma'am, you lied," and call her out for it, and then say that, but don't get into this back and forth with her. I think he should have let her go and sit down, and then hit her with it. But let's talk about this for a second. Her statement says it all. At the very end, she goes, "Well, if that's not true, I apologize." You got up. So you got up there to a podium in front of a microphone, and you just started spouting off and
Whatever.
accusing somebody of illegal activity, and you didn't know whether or not it was true, because the fact that you sit there and you say, "If that's not true," if you know it to be true, you just look at him back and you say, "No, sir, that is true. I've got proof of it." But she didn't even do that.
She knew
She
it was
knew
a
that
lie when she told
I don't
it.
think that she knew that it was a
Yeah,
lie.
okay,
I think.
all
That
right, I'll prove it. I'll prove
well,
it.
hold on. So I don't think that she knew it was a lie. I think
I'll prove it.
I think that she was told something and then she just ran with something that she was told. I do it all the time. I pay for it a lot.
Ron,
So-
Mr. Keel, I find it highly unlikely that you would have personal knowledge of something and then come on to your podcast and intentionally lie or spread that lie that you know not to be the truth. I give it a 1% chance of happening. Because sometimes, maybe inadvertently,
Not intentionally,
you say something that you didn't fully vet, and that happens to us all.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Or in
But-
the moment.
Say again?
Or in the moment.
Yes,
just in the heat of
but
the
when you know that it's a lie, I really don't think, Mr. Keel, I don't think you would come on here. You may shoot fun at people. You may make light of situations. You may push the envelope with your podcast.
No, I wouldn't
but I
intentionally.
don't think you would intentionally come on here and spread a lie. I've watched a few of your podcasts. Some of them have been okay. You even gave the individuals latitude to try to walk it back, and then sometime in one case, the guy he wouldn't walk it back.
He walked
You
right
asked the
into it.
same question 4 times, and he stuck by his guns. And then when he figured out, you know what, he just made me look like a worm. Then it was too late. But I don't think you would do that. She knew that this was a lie because this had been brought up at the city commission meetings, and the state attorney had already said it didn't happen. The supervisor of elections already had said it didn't happen, and she was going with her daddy. Now this is so important.
I think speaking in absolutes on this specific thing, again, I'm going to stand by what I said. Before I say that she knew that it was a lie, because I honestly don't believe. You think, sorry, and I'm not trying to be a jerk towards her because this is going to come off kind of bad, but Think about what family she comes from. Think about the type of money that's going in there. You think she watches city Lynn Haven meetings?
But how can you?
You think that she stays up to date on all this?
How
I don't
can
think
you
she
be
did.
in
I
that
think she was told
position?
something, and she went and she spouted off with something that somebody told her. And then when she found out that the mayor was like, "No, that's a lie," and then she did cower back, and she's like, "All right."
Yeah.
But the thing about it
she
is,
cowered back because she got called out. She knew it was a lie when she came in there, and she intentionally did that. I'm gonna say she did it now because otherwise, now if I come in here today, if I'd have came in here and we started off where we started off,
yeah.
and then I said, "Well, you know what, Ron? If this is not the case, then I apologize." That's a setup. That tells you already that I know that what I'm about to say is a lie.
Well, actually, Kendall, can you play this video that I sent to you? Because there's been multiple lies that have been told about Jesse Nelson, especially through this recall
Aren't they trying
process.
to recall the mayor right now?
They
Yeah.
have a
so
recall in position.
It's like every week we have a new person being recalled. I don't get it.
Oh,
This is
dude,
now, this is the same family that rented a plane and pulled a banner over the 4th
saw
of July
that.
parade
Yeah, we
down
were
They had
there.
a float too. I'm like, what are we
Yeah,
doing on the 4th
these
of
are
July?
the same.
What was that? The one where the guy's on the doorstep.
I don't see as a family member that's involved in the community as much as they are, you not knowing that information, or you
Absolutely.
thinking, you accidentally saying it and not knowing the truth about
So,
it. You know what I
look
mean?
at
It
this.
seems like you're trying to stir something
want-
up. Okay.
This is the local GOP. This is not the GOP, but this is one of the GOP rec members that was going door to door, and he was telling people that actively the state law enforcement was up at City Hall running an investigation, going through documents and everything, and sitting there and spouting off this on somebody's doorstep that was clearly untrue because it was after the meeting. I think it was on Monday. This was
So
on
what does he have to gain from it? Was he trying to get signatures?
He's trying to get signatures for a petition to recall the mayor, and they've stooped so low that they will lie and say whatever they want.
Jeez.
And I actually personally know
What's
this
the
guy.
win here?
The win is whatever.
I'm circulating a petition to recall Mayor Nelson. I don't know if you followed the news over the weekend, but right now there's investigators from the state police at City Hall. They're going through. Yeah.
That's a lie.
First
You
of all,
made
love
up
to
a,
hear
you
that
made up
whole
a
thing.
goddamn lie right then and there.
first of all, you made up a fake police organization, the state police. Would that be the FHP, FWC? Would it be FDLE? Which state police was that?
They're going door to door and they're spouting off with these stories. And then, if you could play the other one that I sent you, just so we can go ahead and get these
Jeez.
lies out of there.
And that's what he did.
Oh,
And came here and run for mayor. Went to the Democratic Party in Panama City. They showed him out in Lynn Haven run for mayor. So,
Look,
guys,
here's the
bunch
thing.
of people-
Bernie
He
knew
knows.
that was untrue.
yeah, he knows.
He knew that it was untrue, and he didn't. You know why he didn't? You know why he didn't
I don't
correct him.
wanna say-
because he's paying his bills.
I don't want to
Right,
say.
so the thing about it is you have called this man a Democrat, not a Democrat. You could go back into earlier episodes of Knucklehead Fred that wanted to sit there and wanted to talk about how he's a narcissist and you wouldn't want to see how he treats his wife at home. He's talked about his fucking family with some baldy. So like I have like zero respect.
no, that's crossing the line.
Zero respect for Bernie Thompson. Like you have done everything in your power to dismantle Jesse. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I am not a Jesse Nelson fan, but I'll be damned if you're just going to sit there and flat out. And you wouldn't wonder why this guy talks down to you from the dais whenever you come up and you talk.
I couldn't imagine we talking about his wife.
I'm amazed he hasn't brushed your
Golly.
freaking teeth with a brick.
Well, he's
No
married,
joke.
so-
Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? You how much shit can you come up with lying door to door, talking about a mayor being recalled? You're lying about state fucking police investigating. Now you're calling him a Democrat. What next? You gonna call him a pedophile? Because that's where
Well,
that's
they
what
just called him a
direction you're
thief.
fucking
They just
headed.
said that the mayor stole money and funneled it into a church fund or something like that, which is
That
the
shit
next
just
step.
it makes me mad.
Well,
Jesse, I
well,
talked to
think
Jesse on
about
the
it.
phone the other day. Jesse knows how I feel about it because I don't believe that he runs meetings properly. Sometimes. And you know what though? I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to deliberately freaking lie about the dude.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
Who the fuck does that?
You know, they make this issue about him being a Democrat first and now, but now kind of makes me wonder, don't we have someone that sits on this Lynn Haven commission that did the exact same thing 2 years ago? I think the name is Judy Tender.
Yeah,
Now,
she talks about it in this
now,
meeting.
what is good for the goose has got to be good for the gander. So you can't, again, the lying, hypocritical knuckleheads out there, they do this all the time. And see, now the crux of the meeting yesterday that everybody is on. Oh, by the way, Jody Moore, please do me a favor. If what did Will Smith tell Chris Rock? Keep my name out your mouth.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna unblock me from the Beacon of Bay County so I can give you what you're looking for, keep my name out your mouth.
But there's
now see, they got a lawsuit going in Lynn Haven right now. Guess who the next lawsuit gonna be about? It's gonna be about you and the 850, not the 850, but the Beacon of Bay County podcast. I'm telling you right now, live from the 850 podcast. That is my intention. You got one more time to mention my name, you or some of your supporters on your Facebook page, and not allow me to respond, and I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you till your grandkids are owe me.
I don't understand the groups because it's supposed to be a community of people that have an open discussion about whatever's going on, but they block everybody and then they slander, they talk in the most, it's pretty nasty, some of the stuff that they have in the comments. They monetize racism using screenshots and all this stuff. Like,
by the way, that guy that was on the doorstep, I believe his name is, I think it's Charlie Nelson.
I don't know.
I could have that wrong.
I'm learning all these people's names.
Well, these guys are members of the rec for the local GOP. Or he is, and he's the one that helped Doc Rowan run. He was also going door to door lying about Josh Street. It's proven. We've got evidence of it.
Awesome.
And so, they're known to do this type of stuff. It's very weird. Like, it's very, very odd. But
that's what happens, Mr. Keel, when you don't correct people.
Yeah.
For 21 and a half years.
And I will say that
through the Marine Corps, through the Army, through the Army National Guard, and through the Air Force, I dedicated myself to protecting and defending the Constitution of the United States that gives us a right to say what we want to say. But let me tell you what, you got that First Amendment right, but you are not free from the consequences thereof. And these people have not been held accountable. People allow them to lie and just go on and say, the thought pattern in which I kind of understand. If we give them a pass on this one, they'll stop. But no. It emboldens them.
They double down.
They double down. It emboldens them to do even worse.
Anything that's called out in those groups or with that in those groups is immediately shot down, and those people are blocked and deleted. So there's no voice of reason. There's no accountability across the board for it.
Yeah.
And then people join the group and they think, oh, these people must be right. And then there's a level of comfortability to say stuff that would never be because it's blatant lies or it's just disgusting verbiage to use in any context about another human being.
Yes.
And then they all feed off of it together. And I'm like, we're supposed to be a community. This is literally tearing the community apart. We need to have a discussion about it.
See, that group is a prime example of herd mentality. Let me tell you something.
Yep.
Individuals are smart people. Einstein was a genius. Einstein individually was a genius. People are smart. Individuals are smart. People are stupid. Your favorite football team goes out there and win or loses. You as a lone individual would never go out there and turn a car over. You would never go out there and tear a sign down.
I'd swing my shirt above my head though.
But you might do that. But in a group of people that has the same idea that you have, you'll go out there and set the community on fire. You'll turn over cars. You'll pull down street signs. You'll block traffic. Now, what is the problem? You are an idiot at that point.
Yep.
And that's how we do. And that's the Beacon of Bay County and the Lynn Haven neighbors. That's how they do. They feed off of one another. You ever had goldfish and if you condition them right, when you drop the food in there, first time only one will come up there.
Yeah.
When the rest of them catch on to it, You
They're
drop it
all
down there.
going.
And if you tap on the glass long enough, you can condition them that the tap means food.
Yeah.
And then you can go up to the glass and tap it and don't even feed them, and they'll still go up there. And
Let's move on to this
Okay.
one. You're gonna like this one.
United States of America. The last phrase, justice for all. But remember that, justice for all, okay?
here come Lulu.
She'll hurt.
Terry Parker, Red Place. 98% of you that are sitting here right now have never seen the corruption that has gone on in the FBI, the federal investigation, has not seen what has gone on in this city. I've lived here since 2002.
I feel like I'm
I
spreading
never
misinformation
went
by
to a commission
Go
meeting
after
prior
by
to
playing
the
this?
by
hurricane.
playing this.
After the hurricane, I had problems with a construction company. I started coming and petitioning my government for a reason. Actually got EPCI fired because they weren't doing their job from Lynn. And what's going on?
I matter.
The heckling, the bullying, the name calling
What?
is absurd. I must remind you of the rules that this mayor has put before us. The clapping,
She's in charge of it. She's in charge of it.
heckling, the name calling.
She runs the name calling group.
This woman.
How many times have I been called a
about
racist?
Wow.
A bunch.
a post that I
A
made.
bunch. I
Wow.
have come
No
up to
joke.
this podium.
Serious.
I have
Holy
a
smokes.
right
No,
to
that is
petition
no-
my
you can't make it
government.
up.
I have that
You
right.
can't. You really can't.
Every single person in this room has that right. But how many of you have come to a commission meeting and spoke up? How many of you sitting behind me have come into this commission meeting and spoken up?
They're there.
You know
So
what?
pause
that
pause.
right
No,
there.
no,
This
pause
is
it.
Speaking up.
this
No,
goes
this
back to
is-
what you were talking about earlier, and this is what I mean. Is nutty as she is,
Yeah.
fruity as a fruit cake and twice as nutty. She just made a good point.
She did make a good point.
because. Yeah, everybody was
the
there
age, yeah.
yesterday, but over the course of the last 7 years, how many people have been there
Yeah.
to thwart stuff like this?
But hold on now.
This causes a whole lot of emotion when I've always said, if you don't exercise the rights that you have within the system as it exists right now, if you don't vote, if you don't come to city commission meetings, you know how you get an idiot in the White House? You start him off. Well, this is a
All right.
one-off.
All
But I'm just saying,
Come
this
on,
is a
bring it.
one-off.
Come on, man.
But you look at the congressmen and senators. They started off locally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they con their way all the way to the top where they are now. And if you don't take personal interest
Well-
in your local stuff, you, in my opinion now, this is Tony Bostic speaking, you have no right to complain.
I agree.
That's the reason why I don't believe, like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, city governments are nonpartisan. I'm like, no, they are.
They are.
Because it starts there.
It starts
You're
right
starting
there.
somebody's career. We had that happen with old Nerdy McNerd, the kid.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, it was like, if this is how you look at things, no, I'm not going to
Kill babies and take guns. No,
Yeah.
let's not.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
not
both
gonna
of
happen.
those
No,
things.
sorry, dude. Not here.
Not okay with it.
But something else that's wrong with
Uh-huh.
what she is saying too, though, is it's a gatekeeper tactic. It's saying, I've been here through all of the corruption. I've seen all of this, and I've been here at every single meeting, and that's why I have more of a knowledge than any of you do, and none of
agree
y'all
with-
understand it. And it's like,
I agree.
no, that doesn't mean that people can't get up and voice their opinion on this
Right.
specific issue. Let me tell you something. People don't go to meetings. Sorry, Gap. People have jobs.
That's what I was just
People
thinking.
go to work every
People
single
work
day.
40 to 90 hours a week.
Yeah, by the way, like me, single household income. I'm at work all the time. I do not have the time to be able to make it up to all these meetings. I go in and out of the country all the time.
Right.
So like I don't have time to make it all to these to these meetings. My point on that is like you are literally getting up here and you are praising yourself. I mean, it's the most narcissistic.
I made the
mentality.
difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's
See, they'll take credit for stuff. They'll take credit for everything except for causing the problem
Yep.
when they are the problem. And you can tell who was beat when they were kids. You can tell who got that butt roasted when they were kids.
Yeah.
These are not those.
No. Not at all.
And I don't know. And you know what? As we talk about this, let's be real. This is not isolated in Lynn Haven.
Mm-mm.
This is emblematic of the entire process in all the municipalities here, with minor exceptions. And we've got to, as a people, we have got to do better.
We were talking about the generational thing. Like, how many 22 to 32-year-olds do you see speaking ever at these things? Like,
don't.
None.
You saw that young kid over in Panama City that ran I think he lives in the Cove. He's what, 21, 22 years old?
Yeah.
That is the youngest cat and the first one I've seen in, I know, 10 or 15 years.
Yep.
And that poor kid, I'm gonna call him a kid because I'm north of 60.
Yeah.
That poor kid got his butt roasted, boy. And you know what? It probably says that he won't do this again.
Yeah.
It will discourage him from doing that, and I think that is a shame.
See, as a man, that should encourage you to
Not
do
him.
more.
Well, okay, but you know what? You say not him, but think about it, Ron.
I know what you're saying.
The action discouraged not
But you
only
know what, though?
him, but the next young guy that would do this.
Yeah, but you know what though? I think this is. I'm happy you brought up that specific thing. He needs to go out and get some life experience.
I agree.
And the reason why is because, like, look at you, look at me. We went in the military, right?
Right.
There ain't nothing like going to go get your teeth kicked in by a drill sergeant. You know, and
That should be a
the
requirement
stuff.
to
The
run.
stuff that was said
Yes.
to old boy, to the kid. And he got all upset, and he always thought that he had to have a response on social media for something. He totally needed to put on his horse blinders and just worry about what he was doing. I got in his head.
And
like, the thing about it is like,
he doesn't have that experience that
you
you're
gotta
talking about.
You have to be able to put on horse blinders and just keep moving. The amount of shit Daniel Raffield knows about this because I've told him, and I've even sent him screenshots after our election of when I got the results that I had lost, which I pretty much had in my mind that I was going to lose anyway, right? But like, there's always a chance,
Right.
dude. I got the text messages I got. I literally got text messages where it was like, "Did you honestly think you had a chance? Go get a job at Waffle House." Oh, dude, I got text messages where like, "Why don't you go back in the military where you belong?" Yes, man. I got that text message. I got a text message from somebody, and these, by the way, these are individuals. I don't know who the hell they are.
Yeah.
Just random text messages that came in. So the whole thing about him getting all, oh, my feelings, my blah, blah, blah. I got a political
my
science
point is
degree.
with that,
Like,
as we were just talking about, as we led into this, that because of his lack of experience.
you're talking about people that get beat as kids growing up. You could definitely tell he wasn't one of them.
for people like him, what he went through caused another cat out there, a young person out there that wanted to get into politics to say, you know what? I'm not even fixing to try this because they murdered him.
Hold on. I got something to say.
Come on, jump in.
So, I don't think necessarily it's a part of what he went through is going to keep people. The things he had was like what's Ron's saying, where he had to put on blinders. If you're at the polls instead of shaking hands and talking to people, and you're messaging people on Facebook or doing drama, that's on you. Run a better campaign.
Come to a debate.
But the point mostly is these people here and the bullying and things they do where they're like picking fights with you and picking fights with people in that room. And then that's the gatekeeping to where it's even before you run a campaign, coming in and caring about your local politics
Yeah, it's tough.
is what they're going to gatekeep people from, because we have people are working 40 hours plus trying to, and you know, things are rough out here. Inflation is a thing to where it's like, man, I should just go home and Netflix and chill, or worry about something else, get a hobby, do something else instead of worry about my community. Because these people are the ones that are going to show up every day and attack me, and not just like attack me from the podium here, but the tactics they use to herd all of their cats together and use a mob force against people,
which is what they do,
and threaten people and make all these things happen in the real life, not just the keyboard warriors spouting and spewing sewage on people on Facebook. It's those things that'll keep people out. I think that's more the damning thing than say someone ran a campaign not good.
And I think they're right.
Hey,
I think you're right.
Just letting you know, we had a comment that said your reverb was really bad. I don't know if you can fix it.
Also,
I
thank
think
you, Ms.
you're
Powell,
right,
for the comment. It does
because
happen all over Bay County.
if they can discourage one individual, regardless of age,
Yeah.
if they can discourage one individual, that individual might be the person that we need at the time for that job, because they may actually want to get in there and do something. A month ago, I announced that I was running for office in Panama City. One of my opening statements was that I'm only going to accept $100 a month as a salary. That's to cover the gas to go to these different meetings that we're required to go to and expected to go to. And my reasoning is, I never thought that the founding fathers intended politics to be a career.
No.
Yes.
They
No,
were
did
doing it for the right reason, for the country. And we have turned the political process into you know what now? You can be a politician and draw a retirement check. You ain't bust a grape and can draw a retirement check. I want to take that money. You figure out some other way. Because I'm doing it because I love my community. I'm doing it because I love my city. I'm doing it because I love my county. Not so that I can enrich myself. That's what work is made for. You got two paths. You go to work, you get a job and go to work. Yeah. Or daddy leaves you a lot of money. Yep. In my case, I'm past option one. I'm at option, I'm at option two. Got to go to work. Yeah. All of you guys in here, y'all at option two. You go to work every day. You try to make a living for your families. Politics is not what we should be doing to make a living for our families. I'm doing it because, again, I live in the city of Callaway. Have you, and think about as much as you've heard me and many times you've seen me from Panama City to Lynn Haven to the school board, have you ever saw me out there with an issue out of Callaway? No. Callaway is small. But we've got a doggone city manager by the name of Ed Cook. That boy's a bulldog. That joker finds money. He finds a way to pay the city out of debt. We got a mayor, Pam Henderson. Pam is absolutely great. She lets the city manager do what the city manager is hired to do. She allows that. And when if you want the one thing I found that makes Mayor Henderson madder than anything else, if you come to a city commission meet and you want to act up with people, she does not allow that. And I give her credit for that, because the city commission meeting or any commission meeting is not where you go to air grievances on a personal level. Yeah. You're there about the business of your municipality. She holds them to the fire with that. We've got one commissioner over there in Callaway. I think that he probably misses his meds on the day that he comes to the commission meeting.
On purpose.
On purpose.
As much as we'll have to have you back on to talk about Callaway. Yes. Let's get back on Lynn Haven. We'll finish up this.
Yeah. But you're sitting here trying to berate the rest of the citizens. These are my tax dollars. These are your tax dollars that have been spent. Look at the amount of money that was stolen from Lynn Haven. Look at the amount of money. Do you not know? No, you don't know. You know the reason why you don't know? You know the reason why you don't know? Excuse me, but y'all need to be quiet back there.
Please direct your comments to the chair.
Well, why don't you call point of order, Mayor?
I have called.
No, you're allowing them to heckle. You're allowing them to
You're directing your comments to the public. They're going to respond.
This is absurd. They should not be responding.
Well, hold on.
You
have blown this thing out of proportion on your page to where you are the reason why all of these people are there.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And you sit there and you say that people need a voice and people need to speak. And now it's, well, sit down and wait your turn. And, I'm going to get on my Facebook and I'm just going to call everybody out. And then I'm going to freaking delete you or block you whenever I say something bad about you. But then you show up to a meeting and people are like, hey, oh yeah, I remember you.
I remember you.
I remember you.
I got receipts.
I got receipts. And so, what do we call that? What do we call
Napalm?
receipts? No, the other one.
Ammo?
Ammunition.
Okay.
Oh, we got ammo.
Yeah. Yep.
Napalm. Anyway, all right, cool.
So, question real quick. So, she's saying the money that was stolen, the FBI stuff. She's talking about what Vicky did, because this is what we're talking about.
That's
right
the
now.
other fucking thing about.
Or she's
most
just bringing
of this.
up shit.
She's just bringing up stuff from the
Okay.
freaking past that has nothing to do with this specific
We're
thing.
buzzwording people and trying to get them
she's
stirred
gonna
up.
sit there and she's gonna try to tie it all together and be like,
Right,
this
right,
has been
right.
going on for blah, 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 blah. Hey, lady, The woman,
Save the county a
the
bunch of
woman that you support all the time, and just like this orgasmic relief of word, salad that you
Yeah.
are all the time spouting off at.
Right.
She wanted Vicky Gaynor as the manager.
Yeah.
So go back to old girl and get mad at her for putting her in the
Exactly.
position. Quit trying to sit there like this is.
Because
no sense.
all
You know
of
what?
the
We
theft,
got it. We got to get away from
all the theft
like,
that they refer to is all on Margot Anderson and her team.
Right.
Every
It has
bit of
nothing
it.
to do
all
with
right.
this.
Well, let's move on to the next.
Because I need a bus. I need to get a motorhome, and I need to get a couple plane
All right.
rides.
No.
I'm just going.
So the next timestamp was.
Everybody shows up and you complain about what people got to say.
So
You tear people up on social media and you complain when they you see them in person.
58:16. Actually, go to just the 1 hour mark. I'm gonna skip over that one. The 1 hour mark. I did like what I saw.
Jamie Marler, that was corruption from Margot. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's what I had to clarify because I'm new to this, Jamie. Thank you for the comment.
It is important to note that commissions have the right to reject any and all proposals for various reasons, including non-responsiveness, failure to conform to requirements, or if it's deemed to be the best interest of the municipality. That is, I think, what y'all should consider. Why the contract, or why this happened? Why? I remember back first year I was here standing, and I remember one of the
However, I
commissioners-
stood next to this guy.
Uh-huh.
Again, this game was on trial, as I see it. He said it was not Miss Gaines' decision. It was a recommendation from the commission to fire or not fire the police chief. It was a recommendation from the commission.
Yeah.
I do not believe Miss Gaines is the author of any bids or any contract. Literature.
Exactly.
Right.
She can't do that by herself. Of course, she signed him. Is the author of any bids or any contract. Literature. She can't do that by herself. Of course, she signs it. Now, she has to take credit for it. She don't write it. But I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm not correct. Therefore, what she done, if it was right or wrong, that's not the issue. It was not her total decision. Am I right? Am I wrong? She orchestrated this.
Commission
She
voted on
created
it.
this. She
Absolutely.
wrote
And
that.
nothing,
did.
she didn't even
She
have a
didn't take the
vote.
blame.
No vote.
But if she was doing what was a suggestion, or as we say in an organization I'm in, or there any complaints
What?
with what we want to do,
What'd you say?
they're not being in it,
Phones away. What?
decision has to be made. I advise this commission to
Oh, okay,
research the decisions of other commissions in this
The
city
audio's
who have
echoing.
rejected bid for a cause.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's right.
Commission. The thing I want to address
No, this is
isn't so much the job. After the hurricane hit back in 2018, some of you may or may not remember, I ran for seat 1 because I wanted to help rebuild the city, and I won. And I sat there and I worked with Ms. Vicky Gaynor for days and nights and months and years, repairing and rebuilding this city. I didn't get to enjoy any of it, by the way. I didn't get to sit in here, even though I helped rebuild it. And one thing I could to come up here and stand up for her for is she is a woman of integrity. She's a woman of honor, and she's not getting any respect whatsoever for the hard work, the 10, 12, 14-hour days she put in right after Michael, all because we want to jump the gun for a legal process. Let the legal process play out and do its thing.
Right?
Come on.
Call to order.
We're going after a woman that anyone that knows her knows she's a good woman. I mean, I live my life, and I know many of you do. I know people in the back behind me live their lives the best of their ability. And we all make mistakes sometimes, but it doesn't mean that everybody on Facebook should get out and call you a name. It ain't right. We're a civil, decent people here. And I tell you one thing, ride down 77 and compare it to before Michael, and what's better?
Yep.
Look at the finances, okay? She's not a criminal. So lay off of her, please. Thank you.
If you clearly wanted to see something that was completely irrelevant, you could watch the next person who speaks that talks about stuff that has nothing to do with Vicky Gaynor. So let's just, before we get on that, go to 1 hour, 13 minutes, 50 seconds.
Now, Mr. Keel.
1 hour, 13 minutes, 50 seconds. I had to write down because my phone's about to die.
I think I know what you're referencing in the next lady that was speaking. And we talked about earlier about the racial component.
You know, maybe we should play it. Do you want to play it?
No, but just to kind of keep the conversation congruent, she interjected that I have a black grandbaby. You know why she did that?
Yeah.
Because that is the way to acknowledge that this is about black and white.
I have black friends. What is that relevant to the conversation?
Now, when somebody tell me I got black friends, them the first jokers I watch.
Yeah,
right.
Because if you ain't got, and most of them will tell you, I have a black friend.
Yeah.
If you ain't got but one, it's like
She
being the
went
smartest
on-
man in
she
the room.
went on to say-
if you're the smartest in the room, you need to find another room.
I just feel like it's a weird thing to
No.
say in a
It's
conversation,
worse than what
period.
he's saying. She went on to say that she got raped by a black dude,
by a
and
black
she
man.
had every opportunity to become a racist, but she chose not to because she knows that not all black people are like that. If that's not, I don't know. If that's like the most racial thing you could say.
When it's convenient for you, that is what you do.
Right.
And I'm just
And nobody
like,
wants to talk about, as one of the local pastors said the other day, nobody wants to talk about the elephant in the room.
This is also
and
coming,
that's a shame.
This is also coming from the lady that same woman called me a demon
Seems like a real sweet lady.
because she got caught saying something she wasn't supposed to be saying.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I told somebody about something that was said. It got back around to her, and she was mad that she got her hand caught. And then she went off. She spouted off the mouth. She's got all this bad stuff on me. I've never seen it come out. She's got she went on so far. I've got the Facebook message where she's like, my cousin works for the CIA, and I'm like, who cares? I've been contracted through the CIA. Who cares?
What is that? Who says that though?
What does this have anything to do with anything?
Right.
Like, what are you
My
even
favorite color is
talking about,
blue.
lady? Like, I mean, maybe she was trying to say that she knows stuff about me that I've done when I got out of the military, and
Weird
maybe
flag.
that's what this was. I don't know.
And that's
but
that's part of the problem. When a month ago, when I made my announcement that I was going to run for office over in Panama City, I know that I need some support from other parts of the county. So the second broadcast I did, it was all about me. It was about what I've done over the course of my life. It was, and I kind of baited what was the narrative.
It was
I said,
intentionally about you.
yeah,
Right.
I don't have any extra baby mamas running around out there. Never have. Nor am I currently on child support. My life is an open book. I've had the same phone number for 35 years.
Wow.
I got to get rid of mine.
I know some
My
people got
number
10
comes-
Facebook pages.
My number goes all the way back to remember when Altel was
Chirp.
over there by the water tower in Panama City.
That was before
Oh
my time
yeah.
here.
Oh my God. Yeah.
See, that's how long and how open
Altel.
Yeah.
I remember my Altel Nokia phone. All right, we got shit to do. 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 50 seconds. Kendall, this is going to be your favorite one.
And I hope she get to stay in the office. Thank you.
Thank you. Assistant City Manager, if you'll call the vote.
Hold on. I'd like to first have discussion, if that's cool. I'd rather discuss. I mean, there's a big deal. I don't want to go straight to the vote.
Okay. What would you like
I
to
just want to. I
discuss?
want to hear. I mean, we know. I just want to hear from everybody. I want to hear what all of you have to say. I mean, this is a big deal. You know.
So we can start with the one that made the motion and the one that second.
I mean, there's a lot I want to say. Obviously, there's things I can't talk about. I did come to City Hall. I was upset because we made a motion to put her on administrative leave, and she was still here. I didn't go into her office. I went by her office, but I didn't go in her office. I didn't talk to her or anything. That's when I came and found you. We sat down, had a discussion, and it was determined that she was going to be out by 2:00. That's not how it normally works. So I just wanted to bring that up because I know that was talked about.
Can I clarify a fact, though?
Go ahead.
Is that the reason you didn't talk to her is because I was in her office praying with her when you stomped in. So if I was not in the office,
He was praying with her,
you would have talked to her.
that's awesome.
That's fine.
What a good guy.
That's fine, but normally, if you look at how any organization works, when they put someone on administrative leave, you're not there very long, and you have to leave, and that's the reason that's set up that way is to have safeguards in place. That's
You
why.
should have
And I
made
do
sure
understand
that that
it
was
happened
something that was
way.
voted
You didn't
on.
get it
Like,
direct.
why you put her on
I don't mind
administrative
it.
leave
I
if
want to
she's not-
interrupt you
This
too
is
because
the-
this
Okay,
goes
here-
on a
here's
blur.
here's
And
here's
I
what we're
was
gonna
out in
like.
the
Here's what we're
hall,
gonna like.
So I didn't know when the line ended, so I had to run in.
Okay.
First of all, I
Do-do-do.
have a
She's
heart
great.
condition,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm not usually at these meetings. But I have watched from my home. I have seen what you're doing. The lawyer on that conversation said, leave it alone. He told you all to leave it alone. But one of you would not stop. And one of you egged him on. As you have egged on a lot of people that come up here week after week. You know who you are. You're going to be outside.
Oh,
Yeah, with
calling
your
it
little
out.
newspaper.
Good for her.
That's right. Mr. Warwick, you came into something you knew nothing about. Vicki Gaynor worked tirelessly on this city when it was falling apart.
Yeah, she did.
And that mayor, who also wants to recall you, Mr. Nelson, has it up on Facebook on the bacon. Yes, it's
Facts.
there. That's what they want. They've been pushing it. Now, one time, Ryan Scray, let me tell you, I said something to you on Facebook, and you came back to me messenger, but I also got another message from some Gap Parker
Oh, here we
who
go.
really basically was saying just how pitiful a human being you were.
Wow.
I never responded to her
About
because I didn't
Jamie.
want to open
Wow.
myself up to more messages
Yeah, I don't blame her.
because I know how that works. If I accept that message, I accept that person. I don't accept that person.
Come on.
And
huh?
that proved to be a good decision for me week after week after week when I see this mess. We didn't have a tree in this town. I had 38 taken down in my yard. They were all out, not because I cut them, because the storm did it. My home was destroyed. I was out of this city for 2 years.
Wow.
2 years. 2 years I'd drive from Niceville to here to get into that damn office over there, that little teeny office you got people in, and they didn't know what they were doing. Under who? I wonder who that mayor was. And then that mess started, and who got stuck with it all? White left, the mayor left. And Finch, I'm sorry, he's been in trouble with the EPA. You should look him up. He's been in trouble with a lot of people. Just a lot of people. All you got to do is look his name up. Phoenix Construction, James Finch. They even put in there about he doesn't follow rules.
That is our time. Thank you.
I may be out of time, but I don't give a damn.
That is our
I
time.
pay taxes here, and I'm going to say it. What
Okay, so
you
pause
have
real quick.
done to Vicki Gaynor.
When I was at the meeting, you're about to see Jesse Nelson. He motions like this. Ricky Ramey was walking up to remove her.
Oh, wow.
He was walking up to remove her. And so people want to talk about bias, and Jesse is definitely guilty of being biased from the dais, but I got news for you. he was taking that one very, very seriously, and he was going to have it removed.
No,
he was
no.
already taking those steps.
Now, Mr. Keel, now, how do you square that statement that you just made that he's biased from the dais? There has been so many examples of as soon as he gives them what they ask for, they change the rules.
Well, and
if I'm playing football with you, don't bring baseball rules, and then when I adapt, you change over to soccer. That doesn't work.
No.
Jesse has been more than. Let me tell you what. They are very fortunate in Lynn Haven that Tony Bostic was not the city manager or the mayor. Because let me tell you what. If you bring in a knife to a gunfight, you wrong. If you bring it to me, if I don't send
metaphorical.
No, we ain't talking about nothing real. Let's be clear. No, we're not talking about violence.
There's a lot of stupid people out there, so you have to be.
I agree. I have to be better about what I say.
No. You're fine. Go ahead. Keep going.
You cannot want something, and then when you get it, and then when it's used in the same manner you desired against someone else, then you want to change the rules. We can't play football by baseball rules and expect a basketball score outcome. And this is what happens in Lynn Haven with those people out there all the time. And at some point, again, you have to be fortunate that I'm not there, because my theory is this. If I didn't send for you, don't come for me. Because if you do, I'm going to give you what you come looking for. That's called respect.
Yeah.
You invited me here to your show today.
Yes, sir.
What kind of man would I be to come in here and intentionally try to disrupt what you got going on and the purpose of your interview?
You are.
Well, see, we know this, but I'm saying, what kind of person would I be to do that? That shows no respect for you.
No character.
That shows no character on my behalf. I don't live my life that way. I believe in defending what is right. Of all the arguments you've heard me make in Lynn Haven, it has never been about anything other than right and wrong.
Yeah.
And that is the way that we do this. We say we're a civilized people. We say that we're intelligent people. The two most abundant elements in the universe is hydrogen and stupidity. And we keep making that point clear. And Jesse, you have to admit, Mr. Keel, that Jesse Nelson and Vicky Gaynor have demonstrated the most patience of anybody you know in Bay County. They have been lied on. Their names have been slandered. Their reputation have been tried to be ruined. And they have sat there week after week after week and smiled. And then at that one point where one of them, primarily Mayor Nelson, said enough is enough, then everybody wants to hold him to that standard that they dropped below 100 times. And he is just human. And I'm not saying that Reverend Nelson or Mayor Nelson is perfect, because none of us are. But I stand 10 toes down with him and Vicky from the standpoint of they have done the right thing by Lynn Haven, and they have taken the most horrendous. Let's go with it. You want to talk about somebody else that was done in the same manner? Let's talk about Barack Obama.
Well, all right.
We won't go into that.
Well,
no.
What I want to say though is getting back to my statement.
Right.
Jesse is emotional, and the reason, just hear me out. Let me finish.
Okay, gotcha.
When all that shit got stirred for the thing with Jamie Warwick on the past 3 times. I mean, you can go back to where he brought up the Colin Kaepernick thing, right? I mean, that takes a lot of digging to go into Facebook and do that. And I'm sure, whatever. If you go back to that, the way he handled that situation was wrong. So
it was wrong for how? Help me understand.
Yeah. So he allowed the group that we are talking about, that Facebook group, that just blah, 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 blah. They got in his head. Now, I've defended Jesse on this, where I was like, you can only beat a dog for so long before it's going to bite you. And so they beat him for so long that he snapped. And though I agree with the statements that he made, where you sit there and you say, I don't agree. I don't think that that was the proper forum to do it at. I don't think that it should have been conducted in a city Lynn Haven meeting, but then it's like, so when's a good time to do it, right? Because he's the mayor. So like, it's a sticky situation. But the thing about it is he is the mayor of Lynn Haven, and he is held to a higher standard.
Okay, Mr. Keel, I do support that idea because I think as an elected official, no matter where you're at, you are held to a higher standard.
Yeah.
But at what point does that standard become violated by the people that you're expected to respect?
Yep.
And he sat there and he took it. And then let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. Jamie Warwick lied until Jesse Nelson produced the proof that that's what he said on Facebook. And then all of a sudden, Jesse is the bad guy. It wasn't Jesse that said that about Colin Kaepernick. It was Jamie Warwick. Now, remember during that time, me and Jamie started having our little thing at the podium. When I brought up the fact that he sat on my sister-in-law's porch for an hour and a half, from that day on, you notice how our relationship changed because I told the truth. I said, you know what? It's funny that you sat on you called me. I didn't call you. Yeah. You called me. You came to my sister-in-law's house because I was displaced from the hurricane at that time. And you sat there an hour and a half and told me how much respect you had for these people and how you wanted to work through with the city and da-da-da-da-da. And now all of a sudden you changed? No. You cannot have your cake, your pie, your soda, and eat it too. You're going to die of the diabetic coma,
yeah, but I can't attest to that because I wasn't there, but I can with that specific situation. The specific situations with Jamie and Jesse have been uncalled for by both parties.
Okay.
Because we've seen, and I'm gonna be honest because I'm gonna call it the way I see it.
Okay.
I do believe that it's more from Jesse than it is from Jamie. But Jamie wants to talk about how much crap that he's had to eat as being a commissioner. I honestly don't give a shit.
Well, he fixed the dish.
Well, I
don't
honestly
complain about the food being nasty if you cooking it.
I honestly don't care because
I like that a lot.
I honestly don't care because you're doing your job. Like, I mean, in that job is difficult, whether or not you're going to make decisions that are going to please everybody or not. So, but the thing about it is when Jesse brought up that call, he made it a racial issue. I don't believe that. He did the Colin Kaepernick thing. Do you believe that it's if you found
made the comment?
If you found so
Jamie did.
Well, so being a veteran,
Uh-huh.
if I posted on Facebook and I said anything about Colin Kaepernick, I can't. This guy's a disgrace. He should be kicked off the field. Who kneels for the national anthem? That doesn't make me a racist.
That makes you uninformed. That makes you willfully a part of a
that
narrative.
Means I don't. That means that I do not agree with the way in which he's protesting his stance.
Wait a minute. Do you realize now you're a veteran? My main man behind the scenes here that's running this fantastic show. By the way, thank you for the job you're doing. You're keeping us looking good and sounding good. I do appreciate that. Yeah, but you can't. That whole deal with Colin Kaepernick. Are you realizing that came from a E7 Special Forces soldier, and that is a way of showing respect for a fallen comrade is to kneel? The narrative was played out.
That's not why he was doing it.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I beg to differ. It was. Now, I'll go back, and that was played out by the same idiot that called for the death penalty for 5 innocent people in Central Park. That was the same narrative played out by the same idiot that's doing his damage. His damage is destroying the country right now. But nobody said anything about that. Jesse Nelson has been a man. See, you got to remember, Jesse playing a three-sided card. He's the mayor. He's a preacher. And he's a husband and father. He's got to balance all three of those every day. And at some point, somewhere in the execution of those duties, something's going to cross the line. Then when you get like Jamie Warwick, he's a bully. Everybody knows it. He storms through City Hall like he Miss Godwin.
I've never witnessed it.
Okay. You never witnessed a black hole, but you believe it exists, don't you? Because science tell you it does. Let's not play. Well, let's play word games because I'm good
from
at that.
Louisiana. I can confirm that that's a thing.
Yeah. But my point is that she was afraid because she sat there in City Hall and witnessed this dude carry on like a 2-year-old. What is her reason to get up at the podium yesterday and relate that incident? She has nothing to gain. She's a retired executive head from NBC, ABC. Her retirement is more than the whole city council budget, probably. I'm saying that ain't true, Miss Godwin. I'm just making fun. That's not true.
How about
But
this?
she felt threatened because of Jamie Warwick. Let me tell you something. The little black lady at my house, I love her. I will die. I will walk through hell with gasoline drawers on if somebody messes with her. Full stop, full disclosure. I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed. You do not. Of all the things you've heard me, Mr. Keel, you guys have probably been watching me from one venue to another around this county. Have you ever heard me get there and attack somebody's family?
No.
Have you ever heard me get there and make it a truly personal attack? I attack the facts. But you've never heard me make it about a personal issue. That is what men do. That is what people with integrity do. If you care about your community, if you care about your city, if you care about your county, you do the right thing. And it is fine for us to disagree.
Well, so this is what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse has been scrutinized a lot. His family has been attacked on social media, really badly from multiple platforms. It's disgusting. And, but I think we can agree that both Jamie and Jesse have not handled situations to the best of their ability.
As public officials, I think you may have indeed got a valid point, because whether we want to admit it or not, they are human.
Yeah,
but the
absolutely.
job they're doing, we tend to hold that in a higher esteem than us in the studio right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, are they held to a higher standard?
Yes.
Completely. Or does that negate the fact that they're human? No, it doesn't, but it's expected to. And that's a hard banner to hop.
Yeah.
And I realize that. And I'm not saying that Jamie should cease and desist. I'm not saying that Jesse should, the mayor should cease and desist. I'm saying what it's a common thing is, be careful of what you give out, because you might get it back. And when you get it back, don't be surprised. Don't act surprised. Don't think people are coming after you. You've been kicking. Let me tell you what. If you ever own a dog or whatever, you keep kicking that dog every day. He gonna let it go for a while. One day that dog gonna bite you.
You know, I think one of the other things, especially when it comes to social media warfare, I'll give a little bit of a secret out. Like, one of the first things you learn, tactics and maneuverability when it comes to like war. You study. You spend more time studying than you spend fighting. That's one of the things. The war and the battle is never won on the battlefield, won in planning.
See, now you're quoting Sun Tzu. You paraphrased it, but Sun Tzu said you must first know your enemy. His next tenet was you must fight the enemy where he's not.
So you create chaos to see how they react.
Yes.
We do this a lot. And we're really good at it. Anyway, so go ahead, press play. Yep.
Is wrong.
Call to order.
Thank you. God for this.
Afternoon.
This right here is okay. So go ahead and pause this real quick.
I'm Sharon
I didn't know this till
Sheffield.
yesterday. This is Miss Sheffield.
This is Miss Sharon Sheffield, former commissioner and former mayor of Lynn Haven.
I didn't know that until yesterday because I was standing next to the guy that spoke earlier, and you could just see how I've been hitting him a lot. So, but it was like I was sitting there and I was like, Like, yeah, that's. I was like, you mean like Sheffield Park?
Yeah,
And then
I was thinking the same thing when y'all said it. I'm
The
like,
dude that I was standing next to that was up there at the podium earlier speaking, he looked at me like this. He goes, just like that, and I went, "Oh, okay, cool." He's
See?
like, "Yeah, that's the former mayor after
See,
Kelly."
that
and-
is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
People expect you, and I'm not saying Ron
Yeah.
Keel, but they expect people to know these things.
Yeah.
And they expect people to respect those things.
Yeah.
But how do you do that if you don't know?
Well, let's see what she has to say because I like it.
You might know me as former mayor, former city commissioner. I am so disappointed in the city now. And I used to tell everybody coming into this county looking for somewhere to live, go to Lynn Haven because it's the best place to live. And I still say that because one monkey don't stop no show. Some of you have been here a long time, and I don't think anybody's been here as long as I have. I'm 83 years old. I've been here, I've done things, and I want to do more things, but I want the right things to be done. And as I sit here, and I sat here and I listened to people having hate, there is hate all over this world now. And we shouldn't want to be a part of it. I lost a son down in the waters here in Lynn Haven. The city came to my rescue to help me find my son. If that wasn't love, I don't know what is. You come together because, as the mayor states in his message to us, we're better if we're together. If we fight, everything breaks down. And I'm getting ready to send a message to the city of Panama City, the city of Panama City Beach, Callaway, any of them, that this is the best place in the world. And I'll tell anybody that. You know I love you. I thank you for taking that seat with Mr. Albritton, because he's a good man. And I asked him when he said he was stepping down, no, you're not. He says, I have to. But you are good, and I won't call you a man, a good boy. Stick together, people, and forget the hate. Be that city and that person of one that says, I am a good person.
Thank you.
know you were trying to get her to.
I love
It's like
y'all.
the time's up.
No, I was
Thank you
actually
for
trying to make
saying.
sure that she didn't
fall over.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw you help her up.
But
Yeah,
I
she's,
am going
brittle.
to heaven
Yeah,
when I die.
she's going through some health issues right now, and I'll.
So she's 83 years
And I
old.
want y'all
Yeah.
to be there with me. But if you're not there, it's your fault.
I want to, man, dude, I'd love to have her on. That would be dope.
She is still got an 83-year-old lady, former commissioner, former mayor, still has the drive alive. Miss Lois Miller.
Well, the things
90 years old.
And the things that were coming out of her mouth were all about love and about everything like that.
Absolutely.
And she's just like, there's hatred that's here. And she was 100% correct, dude. When you were in that room yesterday, you had both sides. It was like, one side was like, I was standing on the dark side. But
See?
like, it was like, but it was just so, dude, man, it was Yeah. I mean, it was a little bit mixed in there, but I mean, there was definitely there.
Well, if you look at it yesterday, for the most part, and I'll say 85, 90%, 15, 10%.
60%.
The black people sat on this side, the white people sat on that side. But what also was unique about that was yesterday was the first time the number of black residents outnumbered the number of white residents in the city of Lynn Haven at the commission meeting. I, as an intelligence analyst in the military, I was taught to observe. I observed a lot of things yesterday. There was the immediate skirmish was lost by Vicky because she lost her job. But the battle,
We're
maybe.
about to get there.
But
how long we been on, K-Dot? Oh, Jesus.
We
Saturday night, baby. What else?
And when I say we, I mean the city of Lynn Haven and Bay County as a whole won yesterday. Because just think about this. More people spoke at the City of Lynn Haven Commission meeting yesterday than probably any commission meeting, to include the school board and the Bay County Commission, in the last 20 years. And if nothing else, we saw that there's passion there. We saw that people actually care. Now, the politicians always tell you don't nobody care. That's the lie they tell in order to keep themselves in power. But yesterday proved, for or against, people care. And if you want to keep winning, people got to keep caring.
Show up.
If Judy Tender and Jamie Ward, what did I say yesterday at the podium? I said, of all the people in here, the two that I have the respect for, and it'd be the two that you think is not likely, I respect them. I say, give the devil his due. In this case, give both of the devils their due. Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
We're going to get to the vote.
From the opening to the close, they stood on business.
We're going to get to the vote.
And I respect that because
yeah,
1 hour 30. Your main man there, Mr. Peebles, that joker, he reminded me of Tarzan in the jungle. He was just swinging through the trees.
Hold on.
Just back and forth, back and forth.
Hold the fucking phone.
And then your main man over there, Mr. Perno, I thought he was part of Motown because he was seconding that motion every time I looked up. That's all he did all day was second that motion.
How many times can you call the same vote in one council meeting?
Okay.
Because they called the vote for her termination how many times total?
So they did not
2.5.
follow.
2.5.
You can,
I got something that I'm going to read with that when we talk about the vote. So they don't have to follow Robert's rule of order, but
actually, if you go back and check the city charter,
hold on, I got it. You heard? I read that earlier. I'm going to read it.
Even though they didn't codify it in writing,
yeah,
they agreed to do it.
Yeah,
and now let me tell you what. You stick your hand in the ant bed, be prepared to get bit.
Well, this guy was dope. Do you know who he is?
That is Terrence Brunson. Mr.
Bro,
Terrence Brunson.
He was sitting right there. I wanted to talk to him afterward. Dude, funny story. After the first vote, where they vote to fire her or not, I left.
Because you thought it was over.
You
thought it was over.
I don't care if they, because I was like, if they suspend her, if they do any, which we're going to talk about that. But it was kind of funny because I was like, it's over. I went and got my car, drove home. Come home, sit in my office, and my wife comes in, and she's just like, they fired her. And I was like, no. I left.
I just heard that they did.
I just left. Babe, I just left the meeting. Like,
I just left. And they said no, they were going to
she was like, no. And I was like, what the and I had to go and I had to pull it back up and I got to go watch it again. Anyway, but no, this guy, sort of like it was, I like how he used the analogy of like being an NCO and all of that. And I was like, that's perfect. I don't know if this was him talking or if this is just going straight to the vote. So could you go ahead and press play?
Job to manage, you manage.
Mm-hmm.
Your job as a manager is to make calls that a lot of people that will not like.
Mm-hmm.
Your job as a commissioner is to make proposals that a lot of people that don't like. But if you hire a person to be a manager, let them manage. And that's all I got to say.
Can you imagine him being your NCO in the because he's being polite there. So whenever I look at people that have served in the military, I always look at them like an NCO status.
Right.
And I think like, what that dude, I've made grown men cry, like with words. That's the reason why when people are like,
So I gotta be real.
go
I'm
get fucked. And I'm like,
That's
if I actually told you what I believed,
Yeah.
you would
a little
immediately
torn.
want
So
to go
I'd
jump
like
off a
to
cliff.
hear from everybody first, because I'll just like, for example, I'll just say Miss Gaynor has done a great job. The debt, you know,
I hear Johnny.
when I
Wise
ran
music.
for office, some of the main things I cared about was stormwater, debt, tax base, and she has done an excellent job at that.
Job.
Hold on, we're about to get.
Myself and her have had a good working relationship. And I do think she's a good person. But through our investigation, there has been some things that have come to light. I can't talk about all of it, but some of it has been alarming. But she has done a lot of great things too. And I do want to hear from the other commissioners, but I do have a creative solution, I think, is that.
Okay, pause real quick.
Let me tell you something. If I made up my mind about something, I don't care what your point of view is. I don't care what you believe. I don't care if you got one blue eye and one green eye. That's your problem. Peoples admits my position has shifted 5 times in this meeting today, and I really can't explain why, other than the fact that I've been bought out.
No.
And wait a minute, hold up. As my boy say, let's kick the ballistics. There is no other explanation. You sat there, everything he just said in the last 67 seconds. She's done a good job. I've worked with her. She's done a fine job. She's done this. She's done that. And then at the end, you're going to say, but something came to light.
They release what came to light.
Okay.
No, the reason they can't because it's going to incriminate them, and they're going to set themselves up and open themselves up to bigger lawsuits. If they think the one they got going now is going to be it, they got the potential to get sued for real because these idiots.
So let me start by saying I think we have pretty much figured out through yesterday's meeting that Pat Perno is just following Sam's lead on everything.
Yeah.
So Sam is the swing vote.
Put
Sam,
your personal relationship with him aside, and let's do what we've been doing so far, Mr. Keel.
I'm going to.
We've talked about, we said some funny things in here, and we said some contentious things. But one thing you have done so far is you have kept it real. So let's keep it real. I feel my relationship with Pastor Nelson, Mayor Nelson, is one thing, but I'm keeping it real in here because this is about you see, and I believe that you're trying to get to the truth, and you're trying to make sure that this thing is understood.
Well, I got it. So Sam is one of the most, always has been since we were friends growing up. Probably one of the most gentle individuals that I've ever met. He doesn't do conflict. He's one of those types of people where he'll just stop talking to you instead of trying to figure something out. I mean that's how, because he doesn't like conflict. He doesn't. And 100% I can tell you with conviction and that Sam, when he ran his campaign, I went door to door for him. Mm-hmm. I helped him. Mm-hmm. And the excitement to be able to be part of a community and help, he didn't think he was going to be getting caught up in a bunch of fucking drama. Because that's all this shit is. This stuff is drama. Vicky, the fucking attorney already said that there's nothing illegal that's been done. Right? she worked within her bounds. The part where I disagree with him on his vote there at the end, and we'll get to it, is and we're going to talk about why that vote shouldn't have happened at the end, because it shouldn't have. That attorney right there, I don't know your name, but I can go ahead and tell you, come on now. Like, you know for a fact, when you sat there and you took, we're going to get into it, but as far as Sam, yeah, because I'm trying to.
Like he flip-flopped his vote and his ideals multiple times.
He
throughout the
flip-flopped his
conversation.
vote because of the city employees.
No. No, absolutely not.
Well,
How do
you're
we
going to
know,
have to
though?
come up with
Are we
proof on why.
speculating?
Okay. I see
But
where you go. I see what
I mean,
yeah. So,
because
but that's my.
I will go
that's
ahead
my
and tell
stance
you.
on that.
I will go
Right.
ahead and tell you.
Uh-huh.
Sam would never be bought by anyone. If you think that that's a thing, I can go ahead and nip that in the bud right now. He's
Let
not.
me tell you
He's
something,
not.
my brother.
Not,
If
dude.
you regardless of what you are saying right now, the video evidence proves my exact point that he should have played Tarzan in the movies, because he swung through the jungle yesterday. His vote changed 3 times. If you hadn't been compromised, I don't care how bad you don't like conflict.
Where he fucked up was he was trying to he was trying to make both sides happy. Oh,
Wait a
well.
minute.
And
I'm not gonna make both sides happy.
I know that.
If I'm gonna
I
stand on the
agree.
truth,
I
I'm
agree.
gonna stand on the truth. I wouldn't give a rat's petunia who got mad, but the truth will always prevail. And sometimes, as a military man,
Well, he's gonna have to answer for that.
You know, sometimes in the military, we've had to follow orders that was given to us that we did not absolutely agree with, but because we swore an oath to protect and defend and to obey those appointed over us, we did that job.
Yeah.
Same thing with running in a political, sitting in a political office. You know that politics is not a clean game. If you don't have the temperament for it, don't get in it. But when you get there, be ready to go to war, because every day is a battle.
What I'm more concerned with is what he heard. What was said. Because you don't know and I don't know.
Yeah, we need, neither one of us knows.
And to be honest with you, this is where I disagree with the commission. I disagree with that stupid attorney that freaking, and she might not be stupid. She seems like a nice lady, but the whole
Right.
thing is, I'll retract that. But she definitely screwed up, and we're going to get into why she did. But the whole thing about this is that I know Sam's not a bad guy.
Okay.
And I know, dude. I know that.
Do you think? And let's play this.
You're not going to change my mind.
Let's play this. No. It's not about changing your mind.
Yeah,
It's about you realizing where you could be in error. So let's play the supposition game for a minute. Do you suppose you said 30 seconds ago that you were concerned about what he may have heard?
Yeah.
And you full disclosure.
I don't think they should have made his
you
decision
said
based on that, though.
You you don't know what he heard, which neither of us does. But if you're gonna throw it out there, be ready to provide the proof. And the supposition game is this: do you think? And I know this is a kind of a personal question based on what we're talking about, but do you think possibly the reason for his switching back and forth is the fact that he heard something, number one, that was criminal? And if that's the case, why didn't he go to FDLE?
It's not criminal.
Oh, okay. Wait. Well,
I don't believe
if he
it's-
didn't go to if it wasn't criminal,
I don't believe that it is.
Okay. I can go with that. But you can't. You just can't.
Because if it was criminal, his first vote to fire her, he would have done it.
Exactly.
So whatever he heard, and I'm just going to base this on just my own understanding, it had to have been something. By the way, Sam won't talk to me about it.
I
but
respect that.
He won't. And listen, that's another reason why I know Sam's a good guy. He's never leaked anything to me. Ever. We talk almost every day. He's never leaked anything. He won't do it. I've tried on certain things. I have. I mean, who hasn't? Who hasn't gone up and talked to him?
Mr. Keel? Try this on for size. You say, and I'm not accusing your friend of being a bad guy. Because as I said
It was a bad vote, and he was wrong.
I lost all respect for him because of what he did. But you talk about good people and bad people, and you talk about how, because you know them. Do you realize that John Wayne Gacy was a clown and the kids loved him? And this joker turned out to be a serial killer. Do you?
Well, that goes back to you don't ever really know somebody.
Thank you, thank you. You don't ever really know.
I want to chime in. Stealing Alex's audio. I think oddly that room had to go to this tax on people that he many across the county that based on crosshair. I think I might be wrong. That's my. I think that's easier.
I think you're tracking just like we are. I think you have a valid point, and that could well be the case.
But is it
that
safe?
makes it even more difficult when you realize it.
So I guess my question to you would be though: do you lose respect with everybody who makes a mistake?
No, I don't.
So this was a mistake. I believe 100%, and I believe
this was a preventable. 100% preventable
well,
mistake.
it was a 100% mistake by the attorney that should have.
Wait a minute, hold up. Now,
yeah, I know.
Don't beat the baby because he crapped in his diaper at 6 months old because he ain't know no better. After the first vote, when he voted no, he knew what he was doing from that point on. He knew he had done the right thing the first time. He was sitting across and looking out there, and somebody that was on the, as they say in the street, one of the ops was out there. And he realized that now he got to try to make nice. Now I got to try to appease both sides so I don't look bad.
I do agree
with that.
There's been no more evidence presented at all, period. This entire
First of all, I wouldn't.
There was no evidence the first time either. So the first vote was based off of nothing, a deposition from somebody that was clearly a conflict of deposition,
right.
I think.
Well, they're about
to me, and I don't know anything about anything. I'm new to this. And they voted once on it already. Again, no new evidence has been presented. She did a great job. Like, there's no change at all.
What did Mr. Bellamy say? He said, numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Well, I think whatever he heard, or the four of them, because again, I was told that Judy didn't attend that, and if that's not true, I'm sorry. I'm not saying that she did or she didn't, but so Jamie, Jesse, Pat, and Sam, whatever they heard, has to come out into the public eye, because you can't sit there and make a decision based on something that's not even what's on the table for the fucking decision. So, well, hold on. So go ahead and press play for me so we can get it.
Respect out of her and other people that have talked. I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to say anything about anyone. But I will say, like I said, in the investigation, there has been some alarming stuff. I think a good solution would be, we do have an FDLE review underway. We do have the litigation. I stand by my vote on Monday. I stand by that. I stand on the vote yes. I do feel like we should have talked to those people, got more information for ourselves. But based on what I know, I think the right thing to do would be that while the litigation and FDLE review is going on, we should suspend her until it's done without pay. However, if she is found innocent, we reimburse her that money.
That's reasonable.
That way.
No, it's not.
That's idiotic.
No, it's wrong.
That
Go ahead and
way,
pause it, and I will tell you why
if
it's
she-
wrong. To do this, you are automatically saying that she is guilty.
Absolutely.
Because when you
By
say you're
terminating
going
her,
to, if you say I'm going to suspend somebody without pay, why are you punishing
without
somebody?
Right.
Why are you punishing somebody when there's no proof that she's done anything illegal?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you're basing it on testimonies that are not sworn.
Come on, you go. You cooking now, man. You cooking.
So what? And this is one of those parts where I look at my friend and I go, "What are you doing?" And I did, and he knows. I mean, I talked to him this morning, and his whole thing is he says, "Man, I just know things that you don't know, and it sucks that I know." He even admitted,
But
he
why
says, "It
can't-
sucks that I can't say." But here's my thing: if it's not a sworn testimony, and if it's not a sworn testimony, why do you got to hold it from me?
Exactly.
And
For the
he's-
people in
his-
general.
And so
Now
it's-
you're talking.
So I mean, but the thing about it is, and we could talk they're whistleblowers, and I don't want them to get
They didn't do
fired
it
or
on the.
anything.
They
Here's
didn't do
my
it on
thing.
the HR, so
If
it doesn't get covered.
If you don't have the ball sack to come out and say what you know to be true, then you're lying. Because what kind of person? I'm a whistleblower, and I don't want my identity to be out there. Then shut up.
Nobody claimed whistleblower status. Number two, this was not a HR. If
Well,
this
no,
was going to,
I think there was.
that was on another. That was a total separate instance where they had.
We don't know all the ins and outs
Hold up
about
now.
this
They
one.
had filed paperwork prior to this all starting on Monday or whatever.
No.
This was about a separate incident that could, you know, there's a saying that everybody in the world knows everybody else through 7 people. And if you think about it,
No,
you can
that's
do
from-
this.
That's military stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's how they do the social.
Yeah, through 7 people, you know everybody just about in the world. Now, the simple fact is, it is hard. Don't get me wrong. It is hard when it's your friend. That's the first thing. It's even harder when it's your lifelong friend.
Yeah.
That, because let's be real about being human. We develop bonds with people we care about. And that makes it hard. Do we see it through rose-colored glasses sometimes? Yes, we do. Am I guilty of that? Ron, I'm not accusing you of doing anything that I haven't done. I give my friends the benefit of the doubt. My closest and dear friends, I give them the benefit of the doubt plus a third chance. I am just human. When they hurt, I hurt.
Yeah.
And I feel you with Sam Peoples. But one of the things I do caution you is to, what you've said here today makes absolute sense. And I go along with you with 99.9% of it. But still maintain that objectivity that it could be true. Something could be true about your friend that you really don't want it to be true. And that doesn't make you a bad guy. That makes you a human. That makes you a man. That makes you somebody with feelings. That makes you have heart. That means you got integrity. And I respect that kind of way.
Thank you.
I'm not here to kick you or tell you that your friend is all bad, because up until yesterday, me and your friend got along real fine. Now, am I gonna have to sit back and reevaluate that relationship? Am I gonna have to let some things go? Am I gonna have to have some extra measure of forgiveness in me? As a man, I'm telling you, I must do that. I must do that. Because in order to move forward, I cannot afford to let this hurt me to the point, through disappointment, that I no longer trust, number one, Sam Peoples, and number two, the next guy that might have to make that same decision. I'm about real. I don't know how else to say it.
Well, let's get back to it. Go ahead and press play.
She is found guilty. The taxpayer did not pay her salary. But if she's innocent, she gets reimbursed. I feel like that's the fair way to do it.
I don't see an issue with that, though.
Like I said,
that's right.
I don't want to presume innocence or guilt on anything legally, because that's not
She
my
did
place.
nothing wrong. She has nothing.
And I'm not going to talk about that deposition to anybody. But
well, either way it goes, there's
there
already
has
been
some
a
other
vote
things
made.
that I
Anyway.
do think that
Yeah,
my
they made up their
solution
mind before
is
they
the
even
right
had
thing
that.
to
But
do.
call it.
They're going to do something.
I know that there's no way to please everybody. It's very, very clear.
Present the evidence. Show something.
Yeah.
They are. They're showing their butt.
I mean, guys, this has been hard.
I'll say this. The thing I will agree with Commissioner Peebles on, yes, she has done great things for the city. You can look at my evaluations, and I document that on my, you know this. I'm very thorough on her evaluations, and I am very honest with her. And if, especially my last one, you look at my last one, I marked her down in quite a few areas, but I do give her, I do
From a
think that
man
she
with
has
no
done
integrity.
great things for the city. But
Well,
you have to do what's
I don't
best
know.
for the city.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
So I will agree with you on that.
All right, Commissioner Perno.
Ones that's pushing for termination very adamantly. That doesn't make
He's
sense.
pushing for her
thank everybody
termination
for being here
because
today.
him and Judy Tender got back in bed together. and now they
I've
have to
known
do, they
Vicky
have to stick it
as
out no
long
matter
as
what.
Any of us up here, and she was interim city manager when I came on board in 2019.
He was there part of that vote.
And I've worked with her
In
to make sure that they went through the
And I've
process to
seen
actually interview
what
for the next
city's
city
done over
manager
that
instead of
time.
just
He
jumping the gun.
absolutely was.
Yep.
I love Lynn Haven. I love the people in this room for what you stand for. Sheffield, thank you for everything you've done, and every time you come and speak, we hold you in the highest regard. I just want you to know that. But
oh yeah, sure.
Just as
How many times must you, Mr. Keel, prove my point? How many times before you accept that you know that this is crazy on 16 different levels? Pat Perno, Sam Peoples, Jughead have all sat there and said the exact same thing.
I feel like we're reading like a obituary right now. Like
They
we're
have
saying our
said
goodbyes.
the same thing. She
did
did great things.
Yeah, she was
she's
a great
done all
moral
these things,
compass.
but I'm gonna be an idiot and do this anyway because it is personal and it is slanted.
Well, it's got to be something.
Now, check this
It
out.
might not
now.
be personal, but there's got to be some kind of money involved. Something
We
to do with a
talk about
lawsuit.
this. Who is the only one staying above the fray except for the vote? Who is the only one that's staying above the fray right now and switching back and forth and trying to justify their vote? No. Judy Tender. She not one time made a comment or a statement about why she's voting the way she did.
No.
She is the only one.
Well, no, because she's
know
putting
why?
out petitions of getting rid of the freaking mayor and
You know
arresting.
why?
She's got a side.
Because
Oh.
she is, what was it?
Or that's what I was told
Two
that she
meetings
did.
ago, what did Mr. Finch come to the meeting and say? Let me tell you what. Just like Jeffrey Epstein.
We are never going to get through this meeting.
He set them jokers up. So did Finch. Finch told on himself. And then, now everybody's got amnesia. He come to the commission meeting. He say, and my good friend, Pat Perno. Now, if I know I got something before the commission
He don't
that I
do
need
nothing. He said he doesn't do anything. He looked at Pat and he was like, my good friend Pat, you don't do nothing. And I'm like, oh shit.
I am not going to go in there and do that unless I'm trying to taint the doggone process. And these jokers have sat there and made my case that all of them know that Vicky did good. There's not one.
They said she's a woman of integrity as well. She was nice to work
But
with.
you gonna fire her?
The mayor's in the office praying with her, which is like we should have more of that in our local municipalities anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. Weird. I still have heard nothing that points that she did something wrong. I have
There
not
is
heard
nothing.
one thing that she's done wrong.
Let's get back to the meeting.
Commissioner Peebles feels like he does. I'm torn. I didn't want to do investigative interviews, but we set it up that way. But
Why did you vote
I learned
for it?
some things.
I wish they quit calling it investigative
and,
interviews. You just say we went and talked to these people
got
because
to talk
yeah,
to some
You
other
got to try to
people,
sound
and
smart and
it
important.
wasn't
now.
an investigative
I
interview
mean,
because
it's
nobody was
hard.
under
It's
sworn
hard to be
oath.
up here right now
Correct.
making a
So
decision.
it's
um,
dog
on
shit.
someone's-
Well, why
on
say
someone's
that you didn't
future.
want to do it and you voted to do it?
I like your
Duh.
idea, but we have a motion. I don't know where we're going to go from there. So
Got it. I think any motion besides a motion to, after me sitting in the interviews, I did interviews as well. After sitting in those interviews,
I love this.
and then
It
after
breaks it
being in
down.
meetings in
One
2021,
answers. Listen to this.
because I was also in meetings in 2021, in which we discussed bids and such, that any motion besides a motion to end the city manager's paid administrative leave and to return to work on 7/21/25 is egregious. That's my perspective, that any motion we make besides that motion, I hear the motion to terminate, I hear the motion to suspend without pay until the FDLE review is completed, until this case is resolved. Part of the issue in resolving this case is that every time we file a motion for dismissal, they turn around and make another claim. I believe this is our fourth motion for dismissal.
There are at least 3 that have been filed, and we have been put on notice that they are about to amend their complaint again.
So it's the lobbying back and forth. This is not the first time we as a commission heard about this. This came to us in August of 2021. If there was an issue or concern then, we should have addressed it. Vicki Gaynor, city manager
100%.
Vicki Gaynor, did not decide to rebid the project. We did.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
5 of
Done.
us, except Commissioner Peebles.
Close the book.
Commissioner
We're
Alter
out of
was
here.
here. All 5 of us decided to rebid the project. When we read the notes, it goes back to the minutes. When I went back and looked at the minutes, I don't know if you all reviewed the minutes that we were given. Commissioner Tender, you left, so I don't know if you got your packet. But in that packet that we were supposed to get from CJ after we had our interviews, in that packet was the minutes from those meetings where it was confirmed even by
The reason why I asked him, he didn't know if she had the
staff
packet because
that
she didn't show up to the
every
interview.
project was, or
Supposedly.
even the
I don't know.
lowest bid was $1 million over budget.
Smart.
So I
Ain't
hear
gonna get
people
drug in this.
saying, I heard someone say earlier,
We already done lied enough.
cost.
Well, hold
Ms.
on.
Gaynor
Actually,
cost
that's
the
a
city
good.
$300,000.
Hold on.
How?
Hold up.
Nope.
Oh,
napalm?
no.
Napalm right now?
No. I just had it. Bro, okay, hold on. Okay, so James Finch is heading up. He's the chairperson for, and maybe this isn't but it was a big moment for me just now. So James Finch is pushing for the recall of Jesse Nelson, pushing for Vicki Gaynor to get fired. He's running those things through her store and his or her restaurant and then his office or whatever.
Right.
He talks to Judy regularly. As far as I know, or what I've been told, things that I've heard, he still goes into her restaurant quite regularly.
On a
What
regular
I've heard
basis.
on a regular basis. He's running the lawsuit against the city. They do these investigative interviews, and if what I'm being told is true, she never showed up to those interviews. She didn't show up to those interviews, in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing, because James Finch said you do not need to be a part of that because of the lawsuit that's going to come out of that specific thing as well.
Again. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh my God. Dude.
And
the
what did you witness her do yesterday? She not one time stated why she was doing this. Perno gave his excuses. People gave his excuses. Warwick gave his excuses and said, I can't say this, that. Judy Tender followed the script.
Oh my God, dude. Like, she's literally being coached on what not to be a part of with the city, so she's not
She
going to have to
threw
be
her own people under the bus.
Oh, man. All right,
And
go,
now
you
they
go ahead,
get
Russ.
all the liability, and she
Yeah,
is
go-
thinking that she's scot-free.
Oh my
No.
God. Yeah, go ahead and press play. That's crazy.
Yes, Phoenix Construction was $300,000 less than the next highest bidder, but his $300,000 bid, as I understand
Because
it,
it's
is what
tampering-
was told to
it's
us, even
tampering
from my
with an
interviews,
investigation.
was still $1 million
Because they weren't under oath. And he's like,
$1
you
million
don't need to
over
be. I can
budget.
This is important.
So it doesn't matter about if you can buy a paver. And if with those changes, Vicki Gaynor did not direct those particular changes.
Right.
She relied on her staff.
Beforehand.
She relied on the engineering consultant who made recommendations to change it to 75%, who made recommendations that whatever recommendations and changes were made were recommended by them.
Paid him to
So
do it.
she didn't make those recommendations. There's not a cooperation on her part or some collusion to restrict Phoenix Construction. If I also understand what bid rigging is, and city attorney, help me if I'm wrong, bid rigging is to set up a bid in such a way that only one contractor is able to get the bid and not to exclude one particular contractor. Let's sit up and let's be real. if a man has enough money to fly a plane for recall over the city of Lynn Haven on the 4th of July parade, he has enough money to buy a paver.
Ooh. Yes.
Yep.
So there was nothing done to restrict Phoenix Construction from making the bid. And let's be honest about it. If we really go back and look at the history of this, and Commissioner Peebles was not here, and a couple of months later, in November, Phoenix Construction came back. Jake's Landing. There was nothing that, if Lynn Haven City Manager Vicki Gaynor had a vendetta against James Finch, she would have been restrictive and she would have tried then to block him from even getting his land development order done.
Right.
You weren't here for that. So it's there in the minutes, it's there in the notes. August, we make a decision to rebid. Phoenix Construction sends us letters. It goes to our attorneys.
James Finch's
Our attorney said we did nothing
with
illegal.
this entire thing.
Did we do anything illegal by making these changes to the contract and requirements for the bid?
And it's our money.
Our attorney said we did nothing illegal.
There you go.
We
Oh,
did
no.
nothing illegal.
If there's another person
So we
that
did
says,
nothing
it's the
illegal.
insurance, I'll be
So
like,
we're
how do you
here.
think they pay for
She
the
didn't do
fucking
anything
insurance?
illegal.
With fucking tax
Nothing was
dollars.
done illegal.
Bingo.
And if there's a vendetta, I'm going to get you in all areas, not just one. If there's a vendetta, why didn't this vendetta continue 3 months later when we came back with another development order from Jake's Landing? And I remember in those discussions, you said, Commissioner Warwick, you told Ted Shope as he stood there as we were in those pre-commission meetings that the corruption must stop.
No, I didn't say corruption.
You said we can't play those games anymore. I'm paraphrasing, right?
Yeah. So there was a dispute between him and the city manager, and I'm like, okay, do you have it in writing? He was like, no. I said, then it never happened.
It never happened. So my point is, if there's a vendetta, if there's some sense of the city manager is trying to intentionally go after James Finch, then why didn't we do that when Jake's Landing came up?
Had nothing to do with the vote.
Why didn't we do that when
decision.
Jake's Landing came up? Why was even when we talked about James Finch, let's put it all out, even when we talked about James Finch, his relatives came to me asking me how I was going to vote on that project. And I said, I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to vote. Came asking me, hey, what are y'all going to do? We're going to do what is right by the ordinances. We're going to do what is right by this. If we have this vendetta against Mr. Finch, he was told to stop contacting us while he was under indictment, and we continued to receive emails and letters from him when he was restricted to do so by a judge. Let's be honest about it. The reason we are here is because in February, we all decided to pay off. Commissioner Tender wasn't here.
Here we go.
We all decided to pay off a $4+ million loan that we owed to not Phoenix Construction, but James Finch.
From the ARPA funds.
From the ARPA funds.
ARPA funds, yeah.
We're going to pay that loan $21,000 plus a month went to the James Finch Trust Fund, not the Phoenix Construction. $21,000 plus a month until the year 2047 was going to the JF Trust Fund. When we all decided, instead of it being a 30-year payment, to pay it off in 10 years to reduce our overall length of indebtedness for the city, then there are attacks against us for that. But the funny part about it, no one came up here and attacked you for that. We all voted on it. I believe we all voted yes to pay off this debt in 10 years, which was 30 years, but no one attacked us for that. No one attacked you all for that. Instead, Ms. Gaynor and myself were told that we were mismanaging funds because all of us voted
paid off a
to pay
debt
off a
early that saved the city a bunch of money,
loan, which saved us over $1 million.
What's the difference in him and Vicky and the rest of the
because you all are being supported by this person. You may say that you're not
you're right
in
about that
letter. He
part.
says he endorses
they're
you.
putting the facts
You have
out.
not denied the endorsement. He says he endorses you. He endorses her. So we are here for a vendetta. We're not here for.
I'll even say this for the record, okay? Okay. He offered to give me money for my campaign, and I turned him down. I didn't want his money.
He can only give you $1,000, so you don't need the $1,000.
I didn't want it.
Come on now.
That's all he can give you is $1,000. But I want us to be real about why we're here. We're not here because of a deposition. We are here because there's
pause
a
it real
vendetta
quick because
from
I
the
want to make
other
something
side
extremely clear.
to come
And if Jamie Warwick, if I get this wrong, I'm sorry. It's just the way that I see it. Jamie honestly does believe what he is doing is good for the city. He
doesn't.
Well, hold on. He does honestly believe that he is doing the right thing by what he calls accountability. He believes that. I'm not going to say he was right. I'm saying that's what he believes. I know this to be true in my own understanding. Jamie does not like the category that he is in right now. The category that he is in, because of the way that he has pushed for Vicky and Jesse and all these different things, has put him in the same tinfoil hat wearing club with all the other crazies on the Facebook page. He didn't want to be in that category. I believe that he honestly does believe what he is standing beside, but I will also say this. Remember how earlier I was talking about emotions?
Mm-hmm.
Jesse gets emotional. Jamie is 100% emotional, and this is a vendetta because of certain aspects.
Well, let's talk about them aspects. I stand flat-footed, 10 toes down. It's racism. The only difference, Jesse Nelson, you just heard him say, nobody came at us and we voted 5-0 for this. The only people that have been gone after is Jesse and Vicky. The only difference between Jesse and Vicky and the other members of that commission is the melanin content in their skin. It's not about wrongdoing. It's not about illegal activities. It's about nothing other than the fact that they're racist. And I will tell Jamie Warwick that to his face.
Well, hold on now.
And guess what?
So the question is if Jesse was white and Vicky was white, you don't think that the city would be getting sued right now for this exact reason?
See, Ron,
I'm asking.
You're a master blaster, bro. You're a master blaster because you walk right into that joker just like, bow, I'm going to get this one.
No, I'm not.
All you got to do is remember they fought tooth and nail to keep Margot and White from being indicted for worse than this. And what color were they? Lily white and high tight.
But my question is if they were white, would James Finch still be suing?
No. Did James Finch sue
really
Margot Anderson and Mr. White? Did he ever sue them? And they had a 20-year relationship. Did he ever sue them? The answer is no, because they were feeding him the money. They were feeding him the money.
The fact is they both are Black Americans. Like that's the fact of the matter. And they voted on it. She had nothing to do with it. She made the proposal.
Zero. She followed. And you know what? It's crazy. You got a producer back here. How crazy would it be for you to expect him to do the job that you hired him to do, and then he don't do the job? Would you still pay him? And
he works for beer.
That's a rhetorical question. But we're talking about a normal job relation.
Absolutely
Would
not.
you continue to pay that person to do a job that they're not doing for you? Over all this time, Vicky Gaynor. You can't say she hadn't done the
8
job.
years, right?
7.5 years. She reduced the city's indebtedness from $61 to $30 million. There's nobody else in the county that has done that. She has had the lowest salary for any city manager. They just gave her a raise, and guess what?
$720, right?
Yeah, but guess what? When they
it.
gave her a raise, guess where that put her at in the scope of things in Bay County for a city manager salary? It still put her at the very bottom. These same knuckleheads.
Why are they all
Jody
crying?
Moore and them talk about her salary is more than the governor. The governor's salary is set at $141,000 by state statute.
Right.
Now, I didn't hear Jody Moore, none of them other minions out there talk about the fact that the county manager makes $240,000+ a year. I heard nobody talk about the city manager out on Panama City Beach makes north of $150,000, $160,000 a year. I never heard nobody talk about the city clerk over in Callaway that makes more than she does. And the only common denominator let's go back to Mr. Spock. If you eliminate the impossible, whatever is left, however improbable, therefore then must be the truth. And the only commonality in that is that Vicky Gaynor is black and she's a female and she was getting paid. And guess what? She was doing it better than the rest of them. And that, if nothing else, that sticks a thorn in their craw. Like I said the other day, you are mad at a strong black female. We have sat here today, and I, by the way, before we, I don't know where we're at in terms of wrapping this up, but let me just say this right now. I do appreciate you having me here.
Huh?
I do appreciate the fact that.
Well, I was called a racist last weekend.
Well,
where were we called racist at? I can't remember.
Yeah,
but
I appreciate
anyway.
you having this conversation so that we can express our personal views with this and have somewhat of a different view of it without having the animosity or the angst. I think that is, as my man here said earlier, that's how problems are solved, and I appreciate you for that. And I would love to come back at some point if you ever have the spots available.
But I can't. We go make some spots. I can't have you back on if we don't finish this meeting. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's roll.
Let's go ahead.
Try to destroy the integrity of a woman that is upheld with honesty and righteousness. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. So when what is my stance on it after what I heard on Wednesday, after what I said and heard after I had discussion with the attorneys, I can't in right mindset or even in right consciousness say that we should even suspend her. For me, the only motion that matters is there's a motion to end the city manager's paid administrative leave and to return to work on 7/21/25. That's it. Call to order.
First logical thing I've heard.
Call to order.
This whole thing is what he just said.
That's the only motion that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of it is he say, she say. But from what I was told, everybody in my interviews, all of them agreed that she was not the one that came up with the adjustments. She was not the one that came up with the differences.
Hold it right there.
And I know
Pause
we're
that
trying
for a
to.
second.
It's too late for us to.
Just a hot second. What did Mayor Nelson just do? We've been talking about the interview that they conducted their own investigation. He put it out there. He challenged them, and they walked away from the opportunity to say something that was definitive.
Contradictory.
He said, "Nobody I interviewed said it was Vicky. It was somebody else." If I'm Sam People,
that's what I was just about to say.
If I am Pat Perno, if I am Jamie Warwick, either I'm going to stand on it, there was something there, and I'm going to be secretive, or I'm going to do just what Jesse Nelson just did.
Sam's in the red shirt, right? He said that there was things that he heard during the interviews that led him to believe that there may be something she did wrong. The mayor's saying the complete opposite right now, and he's saying nothing. So now I'm a little confused. Was there things that were said?
That Jesse Nelson is saying that there was nothing that was done illegally.
Correct.
That he found out in his interview.
And
Which
he didn't find anything in his
to the
interview.
exact same information from the exact same people. They were all a part of it together.
Yeah,
minus
but
the
getting
lady.
fired from employment, if you worked for a business or something like that, you don't have to do something illegal to get fired.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that they're saying has to be a fireable offense, but I just want to know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
You know the easiest way out of this, or at this point, how to justify the position? Sam People, since he wanted to lead the charge. We found that according to Lynn Haven employment policy, Lynn Haven SOP, I'm not at liberty to divulge who and the particular circumstances surrounding, but according to this article, this page of this section, this is what we found, and we found that violates the employment policy of the city of Lynn Haven.
That's reasonable.
That's
a
reasonable
reasonable thing to do.
Now I got something to work with, but to continue to say
nothing,
nothing. And then the bad part is not saying nothing. The bad part is justifying saying nothing.
Oh, we got it.
Uh-huh.
Kind of talk. Sorry that we're going to back a little. That's point, right? And that I came. I don't think part of this. The people that matter, chess play. By the play now aren't race company. Back these chatted kind of as finding things. But it does matter groups. Hackers. Top 4. Friend.
Oh, anybody that's on Facebook right now that speaks out and says anything immediately, it's like we got to shut them up. We
Well,
can't.
that, but I mean, hanging different. I think that's the. Maybe not. I think a lot of people. Correct way.
I mean, you flat out.
I think you're spot on, but let's ask, as they say in court sometimes, let's ask and answer. Who is the one or the group that is guilty of this? These are white people. You have not saw, heard, or been able to view one Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, whatever you want to
Be careful
call it.
because I could probably find it.
Go find it. Ah, boy, come on. I bet you a liquid death. Let's go. You will not find one black person that has said that. This has been all done. You say race don't matter. And the keyboard
I didn't
warrior.
say race didn't matter.
When I say
Oh,
you,
oh, oh,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
talking.
Oh, you're saying, yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
okay.
I'm just saying we say,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that you said. Okay, my bad. Bad choice of words at the wrong time. We say that race is not a part of it, but who are making these despicable threats? White people. If that had been a black person, let me tell you what would have happened. First of all, they'd have seen that their accounts were blocked. Second of all, they would have called the sheriff's office or the Lynn Haven Police Department and tried to have them prosecuted.
Been down that road.
Now we are expected to sit back and say that race is not a part of this. When you take out everything we've talked about tonight, and then 3 minutes ago, these same individuals talked about what a wonderful, respectable, honest, integrity-filled woman she was. But
doesn't compute to me.
The only difference they had between her and Margot Anderson is the color of the skin. Do I like that? No, I think it's crazy.
I hate that we have
as
that
far
in
as
the
our
city, if
country
that's
has
it.
come, that we are reduced to the baselessness of race. That hurts me.
I think I agree.
I would, if I spent 21 and a half years in the military. If I could go back tomorrow, guess what I do? I'll sign up and go do another 21 and a half years. You know why? Because I'll bleed on that flag to make sure the stripes stay running red. We're a big happy family.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have problems? Yes. Do brothers and sisters fight? Yes. But they still blood and they still love one another. And if we don't love us, ain't nobody else gonna love us.
I agree.
And we can't afford to have knuckleheads like this out there.
I agree with Kendall's point of view on this, and if Chat was saying that, we're the main players. I don't believe race is the thing, but definitely on both sides on social media and these pages, I do believe that it kind of does play into
Mr. Keel,
it.
let's not parse it now. Up until yesterday, nobody had come there and said that they were racist. Let's be clear about that. Yesterday, after Mr. K back there said, the the pawns are now fighting, and now you got the people on the outside that they're using as pawns to get this debate going. Up until yesterday, you had not, the last meeting, 1 meeting ago, I can name you the 5 black people that was in that meeting. The meeting before that, I can name you the 3 black people that was in that meeting. And at some point we have to fight back. We have to defend. We have to
absolutely. But I think clarify my point.
Okay.
The hackers, right?
The people that
are attacking Vicky.
Okay.
The pawns there.
Okay.
Players know that that's the easy way to get
right.
Because the people that
they care about
they're
the
not
money.
being played and what they're getting from.
Agree with you.
But how do you get mob? How do they mobilize? Care about that they have let be known publicly about rape. That's how I see it. So we started talking, and I was like, oh, I'm not talking about both. The other side saw that that's how those troops guys.
Right.
Because that's how you will protect her. Real people. How the players are.
I agree with you 100% on that, and what we've been talking about for the last couple of hours actually bears out what you just talked about, because the pawns are the one that's fighting the battle. The masters don't care whether you black or white. The only thing they care about is the color of green, and greed has gotten them to the point where this whole thing is not about. You think that James Finch actually cares about a $300,000 contract that he didn't get?
But he does.
This Joker has made.
Let's get back to the meeting. I agree.
He's using as Mr. K just said, he is using the residents and the situation in Lynn Haven as pawns. And unfortunately, we are falling for it. We are allowing it to happen.
And it's dividing us.
It is. It is definitely dividing us. But again, I really thank you guys for having this conversation today, because unless we have these kind of conversations, we're never going to be able to put this thing to bed.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, let's run it. I'm loving the mayor right now.
Try to hide behind litigation now and say we're not going to talk about what happened in the interviews because we're here.
Blew that out of the water,
right? And so we're here. So that's what I got from my interviews, is that everybody agreed that she was not the one that said do these particular things. They all agreed that the person in the deposition was the one that said it. Now, it was also said that Vicky Gaynor's objective, whatever it is always to do what's best in the interest of the city of Lynn Haven. Always.
Wow.
So to me, that's the only motion that makes sense. Assistant City Manager, if you call the vote.
This is the second vote or the and a half?
Hold on.
Is this a vote? Is this a vote?
This is the vote for the
3 different motions.
But we only have one motion and second that's on the floor, and that's to what's the motion and second that's on the floor? To terminate. That's the only one that we have as a motion and the second on the floor now. Is to terminate.
I feel like this is important though, because I'm not finished talking about it.
You felt.
With the stuff that I've learned, I want to give Miss Vicky the benefit of the doubt, but I can't in good conscience continue just act as if we can just go on as normal. So to me, the only options are terminate or suspend and reimburse with pay.
I just want to say something real quick. I don't want to go on another tangent.
Okay, well, we're trying to take a vote now.
Pause. I think Sam has PTSD from the Ricky Ramey situation.
She didn't do
PTSD?
I was a joke. It's not PTSD.
PTSD.
Come on, man. Not real PTSD. I'm saying it's a figure. I was using it as a figure of speech.
But she did nothing
He still
wrong.
is remember. that we know of. We don't know what was said in these meetings.
He just said
voted
what
in
was said.
favor of
The mayor.
keeping. If it's going to turn into a Ricky Ramey debate, Sam Peoples voted to keep him. Am I right or am I wrong?
He dealt with a lot of scrutiny after that.
It's either dog crap or it's cat crap. But the bottom line is it's still crap.
I'm saying that because of all that stuff that happened with Ricky Ramey and them not doing anything about the situation until they waited, I think he had it more in his head of he couldn't go back through the public scrutiny of all this.
You couldn't go back through the public scrutiny. But you decided to make it worse by, number one, interfering in an ongoing investigation.
Agreed.
Number two, by holding a fake interview. Number three, by standing there or sitting there, swinging back and forth. Because I watch Sam Peoples every time he got to talking about whatever. Now he looked down the whole time of the commission meeting. When he had to start making excuses, he always looked up out into the audience. He never looked to his right, our left. He always looked to his left, our right. I am an observer. If nothing else, I track.
But also, just like we said,
You know why he was looking to his left, our right? Because he was looking at his handler. And his handler scared the living crap out of him. And let me tell you what. First time you take money from somebody for something, you become their slave from then on.
I don't agree with you. And we're back. So apparently our system crashed right after I said I didn't agree with you.
Right.
So me and Mr. Bostic went outside and he put me in my place.
Yeah, he did. I saw it.
So you want to roll, bro?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to 148, and
To this one, so that I can vote on that one too.
We have a motion on the floor that we have to vote on right now.
Okay. Are you going to adjourn the meeting as soon as it's over?
We have to follow the motion that's on the floor. We have to follow the motion that's on the floor right now.
Oh, if it doesn't.
City manager, call the vote.
Commissioner Warwick.
Yes.
Commissioner Tender.
Yes.
Commissioner Peoples.
Motion on the floor to terminate City Manager Vicky Gaynor.
No.
Commissioner Perno.
No.
Let's go.
I left.
Let's go.
As soon as that happened, I walked out.
Mayor
When you told me that earlier, when I first got here,
Mayor Nelson.
I was surprised, but I understood.
All right, hold on.
Motion fails. I pass the gavel to make a motion to end.
All right,
the
pause it real
city
quick. You go ahead.
manager's
I'm
paid
sorry.
Administrative leave.
I totally understood because at that point,
There's nothing
you
else to talk about.
assumed that they carried out the mission that they set forth on
There's
Monday.
still a whole nother hour.
They
I got the timestamp.
Okay. Good.
that
No, I meant yeah.
was, and now, in all fairness, if I'm gonna beat one, I got to beat them all. Cause like in my house when I was growing up, it was only 2 kids there that could have done whatever got done in that house. That was me and my brother. So if neither one of us did it, and neither one of us knew who did it, my daddy had a policy. Just to be safe and ensure that I get the right one, I'm gonna beat both of you.
That's right.
This next 1 hour and 45 minutes, in my opinion, was due to Mayor Nelson. And I'll tell you why. Because once we conducted the business that we set forth on Monday,
Right goes home.
he should have said, meeting adjourned.
Right. That's what Sam
He
just said,
failed
right?
to do that. And I think, I'm not in his head, so I don't know. But I think he did it to give everyone an opportunity to be heard. And I think he did it
Out of the
to,
right way.
out of respect for the rest of the commissioners. I think he did it to let them be heard, which I agree with it, but I don't. Because when we conducted the business that we came to conduct, I'd have wrapped the gavel and we'd have been to the house. So some of this, and I think he did it for the right reasons, but some of this responsibility
That might
goes
have been
to the
an
mayor.
emotional.
I am, one thing I try to be is fair and impartial. I've got 4 daughters. I love them dearly, but I'll assign blame where blame belongs. My daughters, I have been lucky that I've never been to the jailhouse. I've never been to the hospital. I've never been to the school because they were acting up. You know why? Because they know when you swing through that door, boy, accountability starts when you swing through that door.
That's right.
Well, you might want to be worried about it now because. So,
At the Beacon. How long ago was that post?
With this post that I'm reading right here, this is again one of the reasons why I say the things I say and do what I do, because cowards out there hide behind the keyboard and behind the block button so they don't allow me to defend myself. And Jody Moore, I didn't threaten you. I did what they did at Fort Knox. I gave you a guarantee.
What did you say?
I told her if she said anything else to that 17-year-old, it'd be me and her. If you want to talk.
This is after she told the kid to come out to the parking lot.
Yeah,
Right?
she gonna tell a kid to come out to the parking lot. Hey, I'll meet you in the parking lot.
Yeah,
I'm not. Hey, I'll be your huckleberry.
And I can
baby.
guarantee it was that kid's first time at that meeting.
It
was there anything that was said in there that could have been like a physical threat or anything like that?
Yes, it could have been taken as a physical threat.
Oh,
but
that's not what you meant,
but
though.
Full disclosure.
Oh.
What she did to that 17-year-old child who is still a legal minor is an arrestable offense under
Really?
the Florida statutes.
Catch me outside.
Catch me. The old girl said, catch me outside. And when she went back to her seat, she chose me. When you choose me, baby, I'm going to choose you.
That's right.
When she said, what do you want to do? You want to meet me in the hallway? I didn't even unchange words.
And
I went straight outside. Guess what she did? She popped and got a security guard and went out the side door.
Was the girl that she said that to a Black American?
African-American girl.
First time that she's at a meeting, underage. It's not, the math is like, you know.
I said it at the podium, or maybe it was on my live.
She's
I said,
speaking her
there
truth,
is
man.
nothing that anybody, if that had been my daughter, there's nothing anybody in that room could have done to keep me from twisting your head off.
Yeah, if it would have been my daughter.
I've got, my baby daughter is 19 years old.
I don't
Up
know,
until
man.
a year ago.
I know exactly what
she
I
used
do,
to
but I'm not gonna say it.
She went to meetings with me.
Yeah.
And I always encouraged her to go. But I always told her, said, baby, don't do anything or say anything there that will make me defend you as your father.
I'll say
Well,
this.
apparently you don't have to because they'll come to you. What happened between those two? She went to her.
She went to
the
her.
underage girl who's first time in the city council meeting,
All
standing
day.
up for something that
all,
she believed
all during
in.
that whole meeting,
All right, but
she had been going back. She go to the podium. She walked back down the aisle because she was sitting on the second seat inside the aisle. She walked back to her seat and sat down. She decided instead of going back the most direct route, she would go around the audience and come over and stand over her brother.
Well, getting away from the Karen drama, we're going to get back to the video, but I will say
Yes.
this, and this could be seemingly as like a sexist comment, and I really don't give a shit. But it's like, who's making the threat? Like meet me outside. I mean, it's a Karen. It's a woman.
Yeah, but a
it's
threat
an
is a
elder.
threat.
It's well, she's not elderly.
She's a 17-year-old.
She's an older woman.
You should
Mr.
want.
I
Keel,
mean,
let me
come
ask you-
on, bro.
Let me
Like,
ask you a question that's going to be.
if it was my daughter, though,
it's going to be.
James,
It's
that's
going to be
the question.
crazy.
That's the question.
Do you-
There would've been-
do
there
you
would've
have
been
kids?
words.
Do you
There
have
would've been
kids?
words.
Do you have kids, Mr. Keel?
oh yeah.
Okay, you have kids.
Mhm.
If you tell your kids that you're going to give them, this is going to be simple. It's going to be kind of crazy, but it's going to be simple. You tell your kids that for XYZ, today after school, we're going to get ice cream. What does your kids expect? They expect you to take them to get ice cream.
Okay.
If you roll up on your kids and tell, I'm going to beat your behind when we get home because of your conduct today, what do they expect? They expect to get busted up when they get home. And when I say busted up, I mean appropriately disciplined. When you approach a 17-year-old kid, that is their first time speaking at a meeting.
About
And
something
see,
they
it was a
believe in.
calculated
Yeah.
risk. It was a calculated move because that was Jesse Nelson's daughter. Do you know the restraint it took that man
Oh,
to
that-
sit
that
there
was
and
Jesse
watch
Nelson's
that woman assault his daughter?
Whoa. That was Jesse Nelson's daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
That was Jesse Nelson's daughter that she
Yes.
said that to?
And this low-life coward,
Oh.
she
That
want to
goes back
talk
to
about
exactly
me on
what I was gonna
Facebook. You better be glad it wasn't me because let me tell you what. Boy, you talking about some furniture moving going on? It would have been some furniture
So
moving.
Jesse Nelson's daughter, a resident of Lynn Haven,
Never
spoke, got up to speak at and a non-resident of Lynn Haven went over and basically intimidated her.
Yes. She stood over Jesse Nelson's
That
son.
is pretty jacked
See,
up.
what she ain't telling everybody that she stood over his son. If you go back and look, I think you can see it on video. You will see me take and walk behind his son, and I put my hand on his shoulder and said, "Hey, son, it's gonna be all right."
That's community.
Yeah. Wow.
That is
I
what
mean,
she did.
that's drama.
And she got the unmitigated gall, the audacity.
Yeah.
You Pillsbury dope person. You got the right one now. I'm telling you, Jody Moore, if you looking out there, you and your husband, you got the right one.
Okay.
Because you were dead wrong in that. And I tell you what, unblock me from your page and I'll give you what you're looking for.
And if you're open community, you're open to dialogue. If you're open to having a discussion and hearing everybody's voices, you shouldn't be blocking people. Let's roll the video.
All right, let's roll the video.
Return to work on 7/21/25.
That's a win. We're in
That's
there
a
right
win,
now.
yes.
Come on. End the meeting. Let's go home.
If he had, can you pause it for just a second? I'm gonna get off right quickly. You know what? If he had, I think that he should have rapped the gavel, said meeting adjourned. But if he had done that, they would have excoriated him, saying that he didn't give them an opportunity
Who
to
would have
speak.
them? The council members?
No.
Or the crowd?
The crowd.
'Cause I feel
And
like-
you know what?
but I'm
The
seeing-
council members would have been happy because Sam Peoples wouldn't have had to whiff a waffle.
Exactly.
And my man from Motown wouldn't have had to been, on that second added motion. But at that point, and I do understand Mayor Nelson's thing. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all speak.
Yeah, that's respectable.
That's respectful.
But also, I
But
agree.
sometimes what them old people tell you, be careful what you ask for because you just might get it.
Sometimes less is, especially in these.
Yes, and this is what this
is
turned
national
into.
news now. I mean,
It is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't agree that it should have gone this way. But what I do
There's
agree
nothing
with
that makes
the
sense
most
about this going this far. The
but
woman
you
didn't
know
do
what
anything.
makes sense
Well, that's-
about this?
I really want to
This
get back to that.
was
Okay.
This is one time that we can actually say and be 100% in agreement and correct that the constitutional process played out. Whether we like the outcome or not,
Yeah.
but the constitutional
Not wrong.
thing played out.
Yeah.
We didn't abridge anybody's First Amendment rights. We didn't say, okay, I'm in position and I can end this right now. We gave them a chance to speak. For that, we won. We won as a community.
Lost as a
We lost as a
city.
city, but
'Cause
we
lost
won
one
as
of
a
our best
community.
players.
Yeah.
And for that, I don't get me wrong. I don't like how it came out,
Yeah.
but I like the fact that the process was allowed to play out, and that people, pro, con, or neutral, were allowed to speak their truth or their version of the truth. And for that, I think we can all, as soldiers, as airmen, as whatever, as military guys, I think we can appreciate that because you were on active duty. You were on active duty. We took an oath, said that we were willing to give up our life for that single document called the Constitution of the United States. We didn't say because you black or you're white or you're male or you're female.
Because you're
Cajun.
American.
You are an American and I will die to protect your right to do what you do. It might be wrong morally, but I will die to protect that right. And so yesterday, in the midst of all of this, we won. We, and I'm not saying we as a black people or we as a white people. I'm saying we as a people, as a country, as a nation, as a city.
Our freedoms, rights. Yeah.
We won once again. And as long as we winning, that's what's important.
A long term something. I mean, God does things like this on purpose. So I think in the long term, she's an extremely intelligent individual. I think she's gonna be fine. I hate to see a good woman's name get dragged through the dirt like this.
Oh,
Anyway,
this ain't over. This is not over. This is nowhere near being over. All right, let's roll.
You have to call for a second.
All right. Do I have a second?
You're all right, Sam. You're all right, brother. We got you.
Call for another second.
All right. Is there a last chance for a second? All right. Motion dies. So I guess I move it back to give the gavel back to you.
Meeting adjourned.
yeah, boom, done. It's over.
Done.
We'll see y'all next week.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I would like to make a motion that the city manager is suspended without pay until the FDLE review is done and the litigation is done. However, if she is found innocent on both accounts, she is reimbursed in full. That includes her allowance, that includes all of her benefits.
I would also, if you're pushing for that, I would prefer that we do it with administrative leave. If you don't agree with administrative leave, I would also like to add that we reimburse her for whatever attorney expenses that she's incurring because of this.
Why in the name of good sense would you do this?
And the reason.
So
and the
he
reason
didn't get
I-
a second on
and
his
Sam,
return to
Commissioner
work.
Peebles, the reason
And
I
it
say
died.
that is because
As they say, it died in session.
That'll be decided in the court, sir.
I get that, but we're the reason it's going to court because we're the ones that started
Exactly.
You're the vote.
So here, the reason I'm saying about the reason I would like to make the reason again, if you would not like to amend the motion that she would have paid administrative leave, I would like for you to consider amending the motion to cover her attorney fees. Hear me on this, is because if it was something that was criminal, even in the civil aspect, with it being reviewed, it should have already been raised to the criminal level. It was the city that in turn said that it was possibly criminal.
That's what I'm talking about.
Therefore, we are costing her as the city these attorney fees that she's incurring now.
Even you realize
not
that
something
this was
that
crazy.
Not everybody.
And I'm not saying crazy all the way around, but you know this
another
should
jurisdiction or by another attorney.
When I say we, and I'm not part of the city of Lynn Haven, but they set themselves up for
again, I would just encourage us to, if you want to do the paid, I would encourage paid administrative leave and or amending to cover her attorney's fees in addition to the reimbursement that you're stating.
Mayor? Mayor? Now, her attorney's fees, I was under the impression that our insurance would be paying for that. No?
Currently,
the first thing that she brings up is the insurance covering her buddy getting paid.
In the entire meeting.
Which was initiated by the
She
city.
hasn't said anything at all.
According to the because of the FDL investigation, she now has a criminal attorney.
Okay.
She has she has a criminal attorney now because of us in following through on this action in regards to the FDLE review investigation, which I would assume that if it was something criminal, that even in the civil litigation, that it would have already been raised to a criminal aspect doing their review of all of this, if there was something that was criminal that was actually done. And so since we as the city have taken it to that level, I think it is only right that if we're going to, again, if we're not going to give her paid administrative leave, whether it's paid administrative leave and or not paid administrative leave, I think we should amend the motion to include covering her attorney fees if she's brought back to work.
Look, super.
I would say, I can agree to that if we're only talking about the criminal side of things because our insurance is covering the.
Correct. I'm only referring to the criminal side.
All right. That's fine. Okay, so I want to be very careful in this motion then. I would like to motion that the city manager be suspended without pay until the FDLE review is over and the litigation is over. If she is found innocent on both accounts, she will be reimbursed in full. The city will cover any lawyer fees on the criminal side if she is found innocent. Okay? I also would like to, within that motion, since she is suspended, she is not to have any city devices. She is not to contact any city staff. If she's innocent, great. I want her to be innocent. But if she's not, we need to protect during that time. I think that's the right thing to do.
Protect what?
We have two different investigations.
And so that's the thing, right?
Let those people make that decision because that's what they're paid to do. So that's my motion. I'll say it again. She is suspended without pay until the FDLE review is done, until the litigation is over. If she is found innocent, she will be reimbursed. If she is found guilty on either account, she will be terminated. If she is found innocent, she will be reimbursed in full to include all of her benefits. If she is found innocent on the criminal side, the city will be responsible for reimbursing the attorney fees. And which will be a lot, by the way, I would imagine. And then finally, she is not to contact city staff during that time. She is not to have a city device.
Would you add that the assistant city manager would be acting in her stead?
I believe that was by default already the case by our last motion because it died on the floor, right?
Okay.
You will have an absence of the city manager rather than a termination.
Right, but I want clarity on who's going to be acting in that.
Yeah.
I don't do it next. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't even think there's an action that needs to be taken on that. It doesn't need to be part of the
Yeah, I
hot
believe
dog
that
stand.
by default, Jennifer would be during her absence.
So
This is
if
what I'm
she's
talking
guilty,
about.
she doesn't get reimbursed attorney fees, is what you're saying?
If she's guilty, she does not get reimbursed, correct?
All right.
It's if she's innocent,
Want
she
to make
does.
sure everyone's clear on
Yeah.
that.
Have to.
All right, there's a motion on the floor.
Right,
Is
wrong.
there a second?
I just want to add one small thing
Ron drew a smiley
because
face.
this is very important. I
I'm
think
just
her
kidding.
health insurance should
My
still
question
continue.
is, how hard is
No
it
matter
to do
what.
the-
Okay,
to do the
so,
right thing?
Our
um,
health insurance.
And then if
Go ahead. Can
if
you go ahead
she's
and
found
skip to
guilty, then she can pay
152, or
that
are we
back
already
or
there? Oh,
whatever.
shit. We're already past
Nice.
that. Okay, so goes on. Can you go to 239? 2 hours,
How
39
hard
minutes?
is it to do the right thing?
Apparently, it takes 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, come on now. I love this.
Some people listening might know say that because I had my story even. I had 2 medical. Did not like that I had that. I say that just to say that right thing. Bumpy road. Not everyone. That's usually where term like the reality of mob out there, attack people, try and do that. The hard thing has to be. All you have to do. Yeah, I mean, there's trying to do. There's a lot of things that
Of course.
I would. And I say that to, I can go Panama, trying to do that. Execute. I can.
Right.
I could sit down on breakfast, talk to Jeff. I could try and pursue. Never a doubt in my mind. But I think they're right thing. I have that kind of tie to where right thing.
Uh-huh.
I know what they're trying to best suit the reality of. Not stand by them. I mean, you don't have to go there and code with. Hey, that's out of line. Making the kind of echo chamber. Saying that.
Right.
Saying it in these places. Say it in the house. Start getting it. Sitting down in the parking lot. Break.
Right.
That's what that and that.
Well,
I
I
think
think
you're absolutely right.
Well, I know
because
that-
tonight is a prime example. We have, I won't say divergent views. We have different personal views, but yet here we sit
He said so
for
damn
3 hours, and we're trying to 3.5
Nice.
hours. We are doing our level best to make sense of all of this and bring some modicum of reality to what's going on now. We have, other than tonight, I've never met you gentlemen. You gentlemen never met me. You probably seen me on Facebook doing what I do.
I saw you speak last.
You saw me.
I
at
was
the
like, he
commission
makes
meeting.
sense. He's one of the ones that
But
makes
here
sense.
we are for 3.5 hours trying to bring reality, peace, cooperation to our community that we say we love. We're doing the exact thing that Kate just got through talking about that so many people are not willing to do.
Well,
And in this studio right now, is there a diverse set of views? I offer that there is. but is there a commonality of common sense here? Yeah. I definitely say it is. And this is
well,
if you guys don't do anything else,
well,
if you don't get another attaboy, if your podcast takes a different road, your format changes, I tell you that my hat's off to you for what you've done tonight. Is it always easy to sit down with the op, as they say? No, it's not. The measure of a man is how he handles that moment of adversity. And I think y'all have handled it really well. And so I know that ain't kind of what we're talking about, but in the long shot, it is what we're talking about.
I want to kind of extrapolate.
That's a great word.
Well, look at that.
Whoa, vernacular.
The 11 Bravo just came out with a good word. To add on to what you're saying, I'm going to quote somebody who I have a lot of respect. I know you've got your issues with Panama City, but I want to bring up something. I did a really good podcast with Jonathan Hayes, city manager. He gave me some of the best advice that I think I've received in my entire lifetime. And what it was, as he said, and I might get this wrong, so Jonathan, if you're watching or you hear about this later on, sorry, but if I'm trying to remember, but it was, we tend to judge people on their worst actions, but judge ourselves on our best intentions.
I agree with that. I seriously agree with that.
So if we judge Sam, Pat for these actions,
right?
But what were their intentions? I think you should judge them based on their intentions, not their actions.
Well, Ron, the only problem with that is
their intentions.
That you don't know their intentions.
I don't believe. Oh well, hold on. So me as a tax-paying citizen, and me as somebody who has had, I've spoken with every single individual up on that board except for the new city manager and that lawyer. I've sat with all of these,
right,
and tell you with conviction in my heart that I believe to be true. But none of them have bad intentions for the city of Lynn Haven.
I'm not discounting your serious belief in that. Your honest belief. I won't say serious, but your honest belief in that. I'm not discounting that at all. All that I'm saying is that, intentions aside, what does the action say?
I agree.
They may in their heart be willing to do what's right for the city, but what have their actions betrayed? And I don't think there's an argument in this room that what happened was wrong, and even beyond being
we're
wrong,
going to get into why.
Even beyond being wrong, that it was bad for the city. I think we can all agree to that.
Yep.
So that I love my friends, I love my family, but I see what you do so much that I can't hear what you say. It's like a domestic abuse situation. If a woman comes home every day and her husband punches her in the eye, but he tells her, "Oh, I love you, baby, and I'm not going to do this again," and tomorrow she comes home and he punches her in the eye again, at what point is she going to be wise enough to say, "What's love got to do with it?"
What's love got to do with it? Got to do with it. Yeah. Okay. 2 hours, 39 minutes is the next timestamp.
100%. Actions versus words.
Especially
when you're representing us.
Yes.
And Vicky's actions gave us a bunch of good things. I mean,
by their own admission.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they took an intermission. This is the intermission.
So maybe 10 seconds like ahead. 7 minutes. It was either 7.
Oh, there we
go.
go.
Motion on the floor for termination with the second.
So now we're back to
receiving
termination.
public commentary
after they already voted on termination.
Watch.
Okay, that's a. Hasn't this woman done enough? Feels like she has to be. Representative.
There we go.
Yes.
I just turned it on.
Thank you.
So here's the deal. You guys can throw the deposition out the window. All right? You can throw the FDLE, whatever, out the window. Every one of y'all sat down with individuals and conducted your own, quote, internal investigation, if that's what you want to call it. Okay? Based on what you all found out, again, I'll say it again, I don't want to know what was discussed. All right? But I guarantee you, whatever you were told in those question and answers, it's going to come up again, whether it's in court, whether it's for a criminal investigation, whether it's for a lawsuit. It's going to come up again. All right? So, but let's throw the criminal investigation out. Let's throw the deposition out. I don't want you to think about anything else right now about other than the interviews that you conducted this past week. You all have said it already. An employee can be fired from the city because Florida is a right-to-work state. You need very little to terminate an employment, okay? I don't know what y'all found out. I don't know what the question and answers were. And I don't want to know, and none of you should say anything about it because you're going to get in legal trouble. I don't care how
They
well
already
you're
are,
trying to
man.
talk.
Yes.
Talk
Didn't the
to
mayor
me.
already say
dude.
that there was
All right?
nothing?
Yeah, they're
Every one
already
of you
in legal
know,
trouble.
deep down, what was said. If there was alarming things that were told to you that are fireable offenses, forget about the deposition, forget about the lawsuit or whatever. And anybody that sits up here and tells you that if you take action, you're jeopardizing something. No, that's a truckload of baloney. That's what that is. You're here to mitigate risks for the city, okay? Any attempt for somebody to delay that, I think that's disingenuous, first of all. And second of all, if I were you, I'd call a federal judge and ask him or her, hey, if we make an employment decision here, is there a possibility? This is the advice we're receiving, and I just want to verify and validate that this is actually correct. Y'all need to start questioning stuff that's being told to you. Throw the deposition out. Throw the lawsuit out. Forget about all that, and think about what y'all were asked to do this week, which was conduct interviews. Whatever the information was, they might have came in there and said, man, she's got a purple unicorn in her backyard, and she's the greatest person ever.
They weren't asked to
And
do
I wanna
that. They
keep her on
decided to
as-
do
as
that
my
on
boss.
their
And
own.
the mayor
Great,
said
and
already
vote on
twice that they didn't
Vote
see
based on
anything
that
of any
answer.
wrongdoing
All right?
in the interviews at all.
If they came in there and told
Bam
you
said
something
that they
else, it's a
did.
fireable offense,
So
then you
it's
need to
like-
make a decision on that too. One way or the other, I don't care, but I want to trust the process.
Oh, this next motherfucker.
This one right here.
Skip this shit.
Yeah.
Skip it. He's
Decision.
here right now. I already heard him enough.
Suspend.
Keep go 10 seconds until we can get to this damn vote. Actually, who all took? Oh God,
gee.
man, I do not want to hear her anymore or anybody else. Just go straight to the vote. So
It seems
Well,
like a
elect
lot of people
to do a job.
left after the first vote.
They did because the same
was a
thing
done
said.
deal.
A lot of
Yeah.
people-
done.
Ron just said it. He thought it was done, so he.
All right, all right.
Commissioner
City assistant.
Okay.
City assistant city manager, if you call the vote.
Commissioner Warwick,
Yes.
Commissioner Tender,
Yes.
Commissioner Peoples,
Forced my hand here. I mean, I tried to save, I gave my two options, so I'm sticking to my guns. Yes.
Commissioner Perno, Mayor Nelson.
No. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned.
I did skip.
So she's fired.
Well,
My name is
yeah.
Adam
So
Perot.
I
Right
did,
now.
I did skip over a couple of passionate portions of that. There was a portion where Jamie Warwick got in Sam's shit and was like, "Dude, you're gonna piss people off. You're gonna need to come up with an answer." Like you literally.
The answer was no, right?
Originally, but that they brought it back up again because the attorney said that they could bring back up a past motion. But so let's get into the legality behind this real quick, and that's kind of like what we're going to end on. was sent to me. I'm going to read what was sent to me by a resident of Lynn Haven who's been following this pretty closely. Good dude. He said the last motion to terminate her that passed was not done according to Robert's rule, but the attorney did not intervene to stop it. Although we are not required to follow Robert's rules, it is still our guideline, so the attorney should have intervened. According to Robert's rule, since the motion to terminate failed initially, the only way that motion could be made again would be if someone on the opposing side, Perno, Peebles, or Nelson, made the motion. So neither Warwick or Tender could make the motion to terminate again.
Right.
So that last motion should not have happened, but the attorney did not tell them that yesterday. Section 2, TAC 46, the Rules of Order. All meetings of the City Commission, both regular and special, shall be conducted in accordance with the rules of order set forth in Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised. Adherence to these rules of order shall be directory only, and no account or proceeding of the City Commission shall be vitiated by failure to observe such rules, provided the rule of the majority prevails. So this could be possibly overturned. Now, hold on. If the original motion was to suspend her until the interviews were completed and the commission could convene to take some action, once that first motion was made yesterday to terminate and failed, was that not some action taken? Person saying, I feel like it should have been meeting adjourned because the entire premise of the original motion was to suspend her instead of immediate termination to determine if interviews would corroborate the deposition before making a decision to terminate. Therefore, if the interview did not corroborate and the motion failed to terminate, that should have been the end.
So she's not fired, and this is going to go on.
She is technically fired, but the possibility of her coming back is real.
They couldn't have legally, or not legally, but they couldn't have
what
done the
they
vote.
did went against their charter.
Exactly.
What they did went against Robert's rules.
Right.
So
means nothing.
I don't know.
Unless you believe that it means something and you're not paying attention. Like, people are going to have to go step up.
I feel like it doesn't matter what side you're on, right? If you're on the side of firing Vicky Gaynor, so be it. If you're on the side of keeping her, so be it. But you have to acknowledge the fact that the commission and the city attorney did not follow the rules that were set before them.
They fumbled.
Period. Like, there's no question about that. I just read off the fucking section.
Yeah.
They fumbled.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So either way, whatever
So
side you're on.
here's my thing. If the commission doesn't bring this up to the attorney and the attorney doesn't go forth with what they need to do, the way that they need to go forward is to be honest with the public and say, we handled this incorrectly, and redo the fucking meeting.
Now, Ron, just in your wildest imagination, do you even see that happening?
No.
Okay, then.
There be a pension? Because I feel like everybody, or a petition, everybody's signing petitions.
All I know
You
is,
don't need a
all I
petition
know
when
is
you got law, case law, and study to prove it.
this is what I know as a citizen of Lynn Haven.
Right.
You had your little boo-boo fucking lawsuit with James Finch. I got money. Vicky Gaynor's lawsuit is going to be a lot bigger.
I don't know about that, but I'm telling you what I said at the meeting yesterday when somebody in the audience, I think, or no, one of the commissioners, I believe, was brought up the lawsuit. I said $100 million. You know why? Because you sent a defense. 2 weeks ago, I said they should sue. This was before all this got started. I said they should sue James Finch, Judy Tender, Jamie Warwick for $100 million each. Because let me tell you something. Since we saying that melanin content is not part of this action, I bet you start. The way we got here is by following the money trail to begin with. The only thing that they understand, Kay, I agree with you 100%. They don't care about the melanin content of the people that's doing the fighting because they see green at the end. You take that green away, all this other crap, it's gone. Because when I sue you, I want to sue you so badly that your grandkids have to sell lemonade on the corner of the street just so you can eat.
Not the grandkids, man.
I'm trying to decimate you for generations because you had no more.
Man, quit taking it out on the kids that had nothing to do with it. Come on now.
Now I'm gonna do what they did yesterday. I'm gonna quote the Bible. He said he'll visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the heads of the third and fourth generation. I want to get to the fifth. Is that harsh? Is that unchristian like? Let's be real. They used the Bible as justification for slavery, and it was a moral sin. These same clowns used the Bible like the dude that wore the pants that was one size too small and the shirt that was two sizes too small. You had him on here before, Switzer Wicked or whatever his name is. You had him on one of your earlier podcasts. And when I say earlier, I mean, some time ago.
Yeah.
But he got up there and read a passage of scripture. I got right up behind him. It just show you how you can use.
Zach?
I don't know his name. But I said, and I stand on it, the Bible says that a liar will not be allowed to tarry in his sight. So we can take the Bible just like any other document and we can make it fit our own narrative. We do that all the time. And that is not any more right than what we're talking about here tonight. And so sometimes I do play devil's advocate. And I think for tonight, I think we have all, and you know what, I won't even go as far as to say we played devil's advocate with one another. I think we just brought up, number one, facts. Number two, I think we kept it serious. Well, we put a little funny spin on it here now, because for 3.5, 4 hours, you can't talk about this stuff without going crazy.
Yeah, exactly, because it doesn't make any sense.
And number three, I think that your listening audience is all the better for it. And I think the city of Lynn Haven is all the better for it. I think your friends, my friends, our associates, our comrades, I think they are better for it. And so I think we did tonight something that the Lynn Haven City Commission has failed to do in the last month. And so again, I look for a win, and so we won. We won again tonight.
Yeah, because nothing stops a mouth, right?
Nothing.
I always say that, like this whole thing with the woke shit.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bigger. That sounds really bad.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your statement.
I have a bigger mouth. Yeah, go ahead. I get it. What you should do is, because I know all of you guys lack the creativity out there in the Twitter sphere and on Facebook, take the quote that I just said. Because that's if you don't
do that to yourself.
If you don't,
bro.
I'm going to.
Right.
To myself.
I think one takeaway also is that you have to take victories, and having the conversation is able to assess something like this, break it. Like for me, I don't know the political. I don't know how all these things work, but having conversations like this educates me on that, and then being able to ask you guys the questions, hopefully, with someone that has no idea what's going on. That does stand for good and doing the right thing. Good job done.
Yeah.
So
appreciate you coming on. This was
thank you for having me.
Great.
Awesome, man.
Man, I went through that whole thing. I didn't say you people. I didn't say like. Mr. Bossick, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
I really enjoyed this, and I really think great things came out of this.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of emotion will be dialed down because of this. Just said, maybe somebody out there learned something. Maybe they got a different perspective. All because we sat as men, we didn't condemn one another.
Mm-mm.
We didn't try to character assassinate one another. We talked about the facts. Tonight, we chopped up a video, frontward, forwards, backwards, and sideways. And we come to some conclusions. we come to the conclusion that Sam Peoples is fortunate to have you as a friend.
Yes.
No,
Yeah, because let me tell you what.
He's probably hating
it's
this
where,
right now.
it's where your friends stand with you in times like this that tells you whether they're your friend or
100%.
not. Even if you're wrong, and I'm not saying he's right or wrong. We're making that call.
We're past that.
Yeah, but right, wrong, or indifferent, you're standing by your friend.
Okay.
That's what friends do. That's what people do.
Yeah.
And for that, I think we're all the better. I just got through saying I think part of this whole goat screw was Jesse's fault, because after the first 2 votes, boy, I'd have wrapped the gavel so fast.
I put all the blame on that city attorney, man.
I probably would have broke that gavel when I hit that mug.
We're out. Food trucks in the front, guys. We got free drinks.
We got free drinks outside.
There is something, and I'm going to go back to this real quick.
Okay.
It was the epiphany that I had earlier about how Judy Tender is going to get out of all of this because she's been being coached.
Yeah.
That right there, and I'm standing behind that, and I might be 100% wrong in that. I could be. But the fact that she didn't show up to the interviews, Jesse Nelson brought up the fact that, he was like, hey, your packet, I don't know if you got your packet. He was asking her that because I think she didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Been told. So if that's true, and then due to what she said in the meeting, she said 2 sentences the entire time?
I think one. Meeting.
And that's not like her.
No.
She talks a lot during meetings. Yeah. So if you watch this, you have to ask that question right there, with how in cahoots that she is with the person that is running a recall right now.
She just supported a recall, didn't she?
She's literally got
Absolutely.
at her freaking
3
restaurant.
recalls, right? The mayor,
she's collecting the signatures.
Well,
at
there's
her
a
establishment.
Yeah. So that right there, I mean, that kind of opened my eyes tonight that I didn't even put 2 and 2 together yesterday. I mean, I suspected that, but after hearing that and kind of drawing that conclusion, I'm like, yeah, man, there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of shade. I think there's a lot of shade out there. Start talking like.
I think there's a lot of backdoor conversations that nobody's privy to.
Absolutely.
Possibly. I don't know. Could be.
To be continued.
Yep. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for having me, y'all guys.